Hello, crypto. How's everybody doing out there? I hope you're doing well. Look at all these wonderful, amazing Titan X meme coins behind me. An exciting show tonight. We have got Smooth and Crypto and the Verse on. We're going to be talking about all things Titan X Memefi. The aliens are coming. Inferno's was on a bit of a pullback for the last few weeks. It's starting to show its strength again. There's only one true bull. The king of Memefi, the Infernal Bull, has already got Flux built on top of it. And this week, in a couple of days' time, we will have the aliens. Alien X will be built on top of Inferno. So we've got a couple of the gang on tonight to discuss some of the things that's going on. So yes, Josh, you want to bring everybody up? Smooth and Crypto, the Verse.
Welcome to another beautiful day in the Matrix. Thank you for having me. And we got Money Mo up in this.
Yo.
Man. Yeah, so guys, real quick, let's just break this down. So Titan X doing its thing. We're seeing a lot of projects explode across the ecosystem. Just go around the room real quick. What's your opinions on the ecosystem, and what are you most excited for in this upcoming bull run, Titan X specific? Start with Bat Sports.
Wow.
Oh, that's a tough question.
Keep it simple, guys. Just keep it simple. Don't make it complicated. Just keep it simple. Let's get the suspense up. You know what I'm saying? Let's get the brain juices flowing.
Yeah, how I feel now, like, wow. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Everything just popping off. You wake up one day, something's done a 40% pump. You wake up the next, something else has done a 30% pump. The farms are rocking. I'm loving the farms. Inferno Bulls in the farms now. You probably saw that. So, yeah, I'm loving it, man. And I'm just excited for, we're entering hyper-deflationary stages, and all the protocols that we're building are, aiming to make that stage even faster and more intense. So, yeah, just super happy, super pleased. I'm streamed for feels like forever, but I've just been head down trying to get these protocols built and out. So, yeah, I think you're going to see a lot more of me again. So that might be good or bad.
Yeah, before we go over to Ali, I just want to say, Bat Sports, dude, you went bananas right in between the end of the Inferno to the Flux. You're live stream every day. Now you're in and out every single project, man. So, hey, you're one of the hardest working people in the ecosystem, and hats off to you, because a lot of these products that make it to market is due to your hard work. So, guys, please follow Bat Sports when you get a chance. Make sure you annoy him enough and say, hey, when are we going to get some cool X28 projects? So just DM him. He's the guy to go to. I'm just kidding. But
I do enough annoying him for everybody. So don't worry about it.
I got you. So, hey, Ali, just move over to you, man. Just give us our all thoughts on the ecosystem, and what are you most excited for?
So, I really did like what the dude did with Element E280. Just brought something totally different to the ecosystem. But my favorite thing that's going on is the Memefi. This little mini universe is getting created. We've got a few kingdoms. That's the thing being thrown around now, is the kingdoms of Titan X. And the Memefi kingdom is the one that I'm kind of most interested at the minute.
Awesome. Great analysis. And hey, Memefi's catching on. When Inferno started off, there's a lot of doubters, a couple haters. But hey, Inferno the Bull absolutely stomped him out. And now we got Alien X, which we're going to talk about in a minute. We got Godex. I'm excited to see Godex, because from my understanding, it's basically Inferno on top of Inferno. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of twist, but we don't have to go too deep into it. And then I also know there's a third one, but that hasn't come out yet, and they don't want to reveal the white paper. So we'll disregard that. But overall, man, Memefi, it's going to be really cool. Smooth and Crypto, question back over to you, man. What I can't remember what I asked you, but So what is your reaction to the Titan X ecosystem, and what are you most excited for?
Biggest reaction, I would say, is the unexpectation of us actually hitting deflation so early, because me and Chris had a live stream a while ago, and he asked me, when are we going to actually hit the deflation? And I said late November. And the fact that we're mid-October and we're having deflationary days is beyond me. I could not even expect that at all. But besides that, I think just new meme narratives built on Titan X, because with the whole Matrix thing we're doing, and Alien X, Godex, Inferno, right? it's going to set a new precedent of meme coins being built on Inferno, but also on Titanx as a whole. So I'm excited to just at least get some ideas of some new eyeballs, if you will, on these new memes, because everybody likes just at least some type of commonality between these coins and what they do, and not everybody is as interested as we are about really, really good tokenomics. And our tokenomics on meme coins is unlike anybody else's.
I agree. Meme coins, it's definitely a meme coin market. You see meme coins on every single blockchain. Me and my buddies, we got like a little research group going, and it's getting out of hand with some of the stuff we found. And towards the end of this last meme coin cycle, they were doing PvP on Pump Fun over on Solana, and they're just like, dude, a 20K market cap is too high. And right when I heard that, I was like, dang, dude, this market's getting terrible. Like don't get me wrong, like you can ask Trey, dude. When we get into some stuff, we get into some really dumb stuff that I question. But when you're saying 20K market cap is too high, then I don't know, something's going on. There's something wrong with the market at that point. But what I really like about Inferno and what we're going to see with like Alien X is this concept of a free claim and a utility where it revolves around burning, where everybody can win. And that's the key to understanding this, because usually with these meme coins, you have people cheat in the beginning. The chart looks awful. Or you have these insiders. What they like to do is something called bundling. And for those guys who don't know what bundling is where they buy 80% of the supply, divide it across 100 wallets, and then just basically lock it in there so that if people try to cheat out of a token, it doesn't affect the chart. A really popular token that did this was Brett on Base. That supplies bundle. Nero and Ethereum, that supplies bundle. Just show me the chart, I can tell you if it's bundle or not. So there's plenty of examples out there. But ultimately, with Titanx, with Inferno, with Alien X, with Godex, with all these new projects, that's not the case. And I think overall, this could be a great live stream that we're going to be talking about Memefi. Anything else you guys want to get into before we jump into Alien X?
Just a couple of things quickly. I mean, obviously the thing that kickstarted this Memefi was the Infernal Bull, and 8-week mint cycle. It popped off for 2 weeks after that, had a bit of a pullback, but the monthly chart, it's into its 4th month, which is hard to believe, and that monthly chart is starting to look as glorious as the original 8-week chart, the 8 weeks of the original 8-week chart. Yeah, so the monthly is looking mighty fine. Before we actually get into it, Josh, we've got something dispatched today. Burn 2.0. Do you want to give everybody a little bit of a heads up of what that is and what you've done there? Mute.
It's been a week since I've streamed. I've forgotten what to do. Yeah, no, look. Burn 2.0. Accelerate have built and deployed that today. So it's essentially a bind contract for Inferno that any protocol or user can send Titanx directly to from their allocate. If they've got Titanx allocations in the protocol, they can just do a quick send. It reduces code complexities in their protocols, makes things simpler at their end. So that's there. It's a Titanx V2 style bind, so it's got a value cap and an interval time allocation or configuration. So yeah, deployed that today. Super happy. The front end will be sort of tidied up tonight, and then I'll put some links out and stuff tomorrow. But yeah, I actually used it earlier on and did my first Inferno burn on the Burn 2.0, so that was cool. But yeah, it basically cuts out all the V2 issues that we had with the Blaze route. There's no MEV risks there at all. So yeah, good for Inferno and good for new protocols coming. They can utilize that.
Yeah, it just makes anybody building want to send any Titanx to get burnt. The Burn Inferno just makes it very, very simple and very easy.
The first I did a couple of test burns this afternoon on mainnet after it was deployed. But the very first protocol that we're using it will be Alien X. So come Thursday, come Friday, once the mint cycle's finished, there will be Inferno being banned through that new buy and burn contract, which is pretty cool.
So yeah, we're gonna get a look at Alien X. Chris, do you want to pull the white paper up and do a little bit of a give a little bit of a spiel on what Alien X is?
Yes, sir. Ready to rock and roll. I got my screen share over to you. Cool. So,
can I ask you a question first before you even dig into it? You know, what made you want to do this?
So Alien X, the idea came from Goo God. So Goo God's one of my really good friends. We've been training together for about 2 years. We've been in PDI. We've been in a lot of like the Solana meme coin run, the base meme coin run. We've been through every single phase of the cycle. And he hit me up one day and he was like, "Hey, I like what's going on with Ty and X." He wasn't necessarily he was a big fan in the beginning, and then once the stuff with Dragon X hit, and then we got out of that initial hype phase, he kind of backed off a little bit from like Ty and X and Hyper and whatnot. I was still a firm believer that Ty and X was going to come back, and I did the math behind it. And I looked at like what was going on with Hyper, and I remember messaging Jake about this. I was like, "Dang, dude, you made a solid play on this." And so when he came back, and after seeing everything and seeing the ecosystem blow up, he's like, why don't we get together with one of these teams and just launch some sort of meme coin, just see what happens? So we came up with Alien X, and we got together with the Accelerate team that Ali and Bass Sports is, and it's just a big partnership. And what we're going to do is put out a new approach to Memefi, build on top of the Inferno Bowl, and also bring in the adoption of Titan X, because this is the most critical time behind Titan X. So overall, I think Alien X, it's a huge experiment, just like any other of these projects. And in my opinion, if this experiment is successful, it could be a new approach to meme coins as a standard in the industry. Does that make sense?
Yep, it sure does. Whenever you made the decision, to kind of, or we're talking about, you know, doing this whenever when Inferno was starting to, whenever it was really pumping. Obviously, when it started to sell off and had a bit of a downturn, did you have any doubts about pushing forward with this?
Nope. The first thing I said in my mind when I saw Inferno, I saw the hate it got, like where like when people hate something, it makes you want to back it up that much more. You know what I'm saying? That's how I roll, dude. I'm always about sticking up for the little guys. So when I saw Inferno do its little correction, and then I saw all the trash talkers came out, I was just like, man, dude, you could easily build on top of Inferno and build this ecosystem out and just make it go crazy. So I was even more motivated to create something that combines the two ecosystems, propagates the ecosystem up, and send this thing into hyperdrive. So that's how I see it.
Let's go.
Nice. Good answer.
Yeah. So, you know, overall, you know, just with Alien X and the origin story, what we're creating here is a way to build into the Inferno ecosystem and just open up the gates for other projects to build on top of it. Alien X is technically not the first project to build on top of Inferno. It's going to be the first Memefi project to build on top of Inferno. The first one technically was Flux with an auction-based system, and then the second was Element 280. And so those are more, I would call, utility-based type of tokens. This is more the Memefi approach. So Alien X is going to be the third one, and then after Alien X comes in, we're probably going to see a wave of others. So this is like the first wave of Memefi built on top of Inferno, and the goal is to set a standard. So I think overall what we have is really great. The Accelerate team's been good. Shout out to my boy Yuga. He's probably down in the chat. He's always chilling. He's always working. He's always hustling. He's really excited about this project. I'm excited about this project. Trey's is excited about this project, and I'm sure a lot of people in the community. So guys, Thursday and Friday is going to be awesome. And we're doing it on Thursday, an 8th day in the 8th month of the 8th year in the dragon year, the 8th astrology Chinese astrology sign. It's all coded in the matrix. So, all right, well, let's get in the white paper. I know I'm going on rant. So
Sounds good though. That rant sounds good though.
It's just when you got to hit it with that passion. Doesn't matter what you say.
yeah, exactly. So just getting into Alien X, we have something called the X-Files. It's the white paper. If you don't know the X-Files, it's a tie into the movie. Shout out to Scott, because this idea behind it, Scott has a really, really creative mind when it comes to, you know, laying this stuff out. So I know he's down in the chat. If you guys see Scott, please follow him on Twitter. He's also part of the Accelerate team. Very hardworking dude. Yep. So with the X-Files, quick breakdown. we're going to have 8 Earth weeks, or aka 8 weekly mint cycles, very similar to Inferno. And then there's going to be 1 24-hour mint cycle per week. So it's the same format as Inferno. Most of this is going to be same. It's going to be similar to Inferno, except there's going to be a little bit of a twist when it comes to the buy and burn. And so we'll get into that in a minute. So there's going to be a celestial engine. There's going to be a buy and burn mechanism that drives Alien X to the entire ecosystem. And the goal is to reach hyperdeflationary. And keep in mind, Alien X does have a tax structure. So there's a couple things different. Now, Alien X mint phase, like we said, 8 weeks. First week, 1-1. For every Titan X you put in, you get 1 Alien X token. Week 2 drops about 8%. So that's 0.92. And then we go all the way to week 8, where it ends 1 every 0.44. So for every 1 Titan X you put in, you will receive 0.44 Alien X. Similar format to Inferno. If I recall, this one's could be a little bit more aggressive on the decrease on the mint cycle. So it's just a little souped up. And keep in mind, we took what we saw with Inferno and improved on it, and then added a little twist to it. So that's like the theory you guys got to think about when you look at this project. Now, just coming over to liquidity pools. We're going to get into the buy and burn side, and this will make a little bit more sense. But there's going to be 2 main liquidity pools with Alien X. There's going to be one that's where it's going to be paired up with Inferno, and then there's going to be second one where it's paired up with Titan X. These 2 liquidity pools, there's going to be 2 types of burns driven through each of these liquidity pools. And this is the twist behind the Alien X. It is going to be a dual-sided burn token, meaning not only are we going to be using Titan X to burn the Alien X, we're also going to be using Inferno to burn Alien X. So that's a little twist to this project. So the mint phase allocation, this is really important. So when we start the mint phase, all the Titan X that goes in to the Alien X auction, a certain percentage of it is going to be dedicated across the protocol. Now, the first 28% of Titan X is going to be sent into a buy Inferno vault. This is going to buy Inferno off the market, and it's going to send it to a Alien X buy and burn through the Alien X Inferno pair. So that's 28% buy side liquidity into Inferno. And when I say buy side liquidity, it means 28% of the economic energy from Titan X is being transferred into Inferno. That's the key to understanding this part, because I know a lot of people miss that. Now, next 28% is going to be sent to the Alien X buy and burn. This is going to be Titan X used to buy and burn Alien X right off the market. Right off the market. So 28% is going to be allocated to that. Next one is 20% Titan X burn. Inferno the Bull did, I believe, 8% burn. We saw a lot of protocols. Some did 4% burn. We saw Hydra do 20% Titan X burn. The goal of Alien X is not only to make this hyper-deflationary, but it's also to contribute to Titan X becoming hyper-deflationary. We are burning Titan X like it's nothing. That is the goal.
Right at the right time, too.
Exactly. Titan X is about to go hyper-deflationary. We put out a protocol to burn as much Titan X as humanly possible during the most critical time to be in the Titan X ecosystem. That is the key to understanding this protocol. Not only are we trying to expand Memefi, but we're also trying to benefit the entire Titan X ecosystem by burning as much Titan X as humanly possible to benefit all other projects. Now, the next, we have 8%. So we're going to have 8% of the Titan X into the Inferno burn 2.0. I believe 4% will be used to burn Inferno, and then 4% is going to be used to assist in the LP between Inferno and Flux, so that it helps out with the protocol and the buy and burn, and continue to increase the buy and burn through the Flux protocol. And then 8% is going to be sent to the Flux Inferno buy and burn. That's another buy and burn. And the goal of sending it to this buy and burn is to burn more Inferno off the market, but also to assist the Flux protocol so that the auctions can burn more Inferno while we continue to accumulate Inferno to use to burn Alien X. So the goal is to accumulate Alien X, burn a little bit, increase the value, and then once the mid phase is over, boom, burn it into oblivion. That's it. We're going to the 28th dimension at this point, and the Mo is going to be the leader of the Alien X army. So, and then last thing I want to say, 2% goes to a pool and burn. This is going to be used to help out with liquidity pools, and then 6% goes to a Genesis with no expectations. Now, the Alien X buy and burn is very simple, but it's going to be turned down a little bit compared to Inferno. There's going to be a weekly burn schedule. So of that 20% that goes into burn Alien X from Titan X, 14% of that's going to be used to do weekly buy and burns of the Alien X token. So starting on Thursday, we're going to have 2%, 2.6% burn. Friday, 2.8% burn. Saturday, 2.8% burn. Sunday, 0.8%. Monday, 0.8%. Tuesday, 1.7% burn. And then Wednesday, 2.6% burn. Now, the remaining 85.9% Titan X, that's not used to burn Alien X during that week, is rolled over to the next week. So what this is doing is it's accumulating as much Titan X as humanly possible. So as we go further and further and further into the mid cycle, the burns will get more aggressive. That's the theory behind this. So it's not only are we accumulating Inferno, we're accumulating Alien X. Now Inferno, and this is my favorite part of the protocol. This is what I really like. So of all the Titan X sent to the buy Inferno vault, 100% is going to be used to buy it off the market. And all of that Inferno that's stored in the protocol, there's going to be a 0.88% daily buy and burn of Alien X into the future. So we're going to accumulate Inferno, and it's just going to burn 0.88% every single day. So if we come over to the Alien X buy and burn, not only are we burning 2.66% of whatever's in that buy Alien X from the Titan X vault, you can also add a 0.88% Inferno burn on the other side. So it's actually a little bit more than what you see. And then the last thing, we're going to have a tax allocation. So there's going to be a 2.08% tax on sells. So if you sell out of the Alien X token, you have to pay a tax. 50% of that is going to be used to burn Alien X forever. And the other 50% is going to be used for Alien X LP for the Inferno and the Titan X pair versus Alien X. So keep in mind, if you buy into the protocol, there's no tax, but if you sell, there is a tax. So overall, we got post-mint phase. There's potential to build on top of Alien X, but right now we're just focused on the roll out this protocol. And we got game theory, future development, and across the board. So overall, guys, I know I've been talking. I know I just went on a massive TED talk, but what Alien X is doing is it's storing up Inferno, it's propagating this ecosystem, and then it's going to use it to burn Alien X into oblivion. And by doing this, it's going to assist other protocols on top of Inferno, and then it's also going to burn an unfathomable amount of Titan X to assist the entire ecosystem. Any questions? I know I went on an entire rant. And did you guys get all that?
The first thing is that it is kind of designed that obviously Inferno was designed to burn as much and as fast as possible. You've kind of built in some slightly more long-term burn effects with this one, yeah? Yeah.
So if you guys think about this, 2 months from this Saturday is going to be, was it December 17th, sometime in December. So the top of the bull market's going to be about right around February, close to that blood moon, maybe March, April, the latest. So by the time we end the mint cycle, all the Titan X is going to be out on the market. You're going to have a lot of Inferno being used to burn. And so that Inferno burn side is going to go throughout the rest of the bull market. So you're going to have some sort of deflationary pressure on top of Alien X until the end of the bull market. So yes, you are correct. It is much more long-term.
Nice. Josh, you've been working a lot on a lot of these different projects. What stands out in this one for you? What do you like most about this one?
Yeah, I like the so we've got the core, which is it basically works as like a vault where Inferno is held. So you've got 28% of the Titan X starts to buy Inferno right from the end of the mint cycle. So 24 hours after the 24 hours after the mint starts, after we launch, Inferno will start to be bought from the market using Titan X, and that whatever is in that allocation from that mint cycle is used that first week, and it will be used the concurrent week from each cycle. So what I like about that the most is it's a bunny hop buy and burn essentially. So you see a lot of that in the ecosystem at the minute where you'll use one token to buy another swap to that, and then swap to the other, and then burn the third token. So it's essentially a bunny hop, but it's stored for a future day. So the Titan X buys the Inferno in the first week, but then the Inferno swap to Alien X is then slowly drip fed out over a much longer time frame. So it really is like it is a kind of like a buy and store or a buy and hold on Inferno. So it buys it, takes it off the market, and it stores it there, waiting to swap to that Alien X. So
All right, stupid
yeah.
thing though. So while it's storing it, and say the prices are pumping, that's obviously good, right?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry, I thought, was you asking why I was storing it?
No, I'm just saying, I'm just pointing out the fact that obviously while it's storing it, if that's going up in value, it can buy it and burn it. It's gone. It's done. It's done at that price. If it stores it for, if it stores a large portion of it for, maybe it's in there for a month and the price does a 3, 4, 5x in that time, that's going to obviously be a hell of a lot more powerful as a burn.
Yeah, so that would work if Inferno gained if it gained strength against Alien X. So if the ratio went more stronger in the Inferno pair, then yeah, it would burn a hell of a lot more Alien X. The reason why I like it is just when you do the bunny hop, and I just saw the dude there, he likes the term, so I might keep that one. When you do the bunny hop burn, you essentially put that token back in the LP, which full range LP is fine. It is, most of it is off the market, but I really like this because it really does take Inferno completely off the market for quite a long time, for a good solid few months really before that drips out. But yeah, look, if Inferno was gaining strength against Alien X, which could or it couldn't, I mean, I would expect them to, price performance would be volatile, but also they'll be very tied to each other. They're paired together. So yeah, I'm just super excited to see how actually that core value can grow. And you'll be able to see all that. We'll be able to look into that and have that on the dash and see actually how much value is in there stored away. And that can create a really strong narrative as well for users to see how much value is there stored. It's the same with Titan X. You got the V1. You see that value, the users see it, and it encourages people to come in the ecosystem because they can see that there's that large whale there waiting to buy up the supply.
Right. And, just add on to bad sports, here's the other component to take into consideration with Alien X. So you prop up Inferno, it's going to prop up the little sub ecosystem. And then the key is Flux. Flux is like the hidden flywheel in this effect. So when you prop up Inferno and you let the Flux protocol in full motion do its thing with the auctions, those quick ROIs is actually going to burn a lot more Inferno compared to Alien X, and it's going to increase the value of the bot Inferno that's going to be used to store and burn Alien X in the future. So when I was looking at this and I was designing the tokenomics, the two things I kept in mind is how can we utilize the most flywheels, and then how can we keep this protocol simple? Because believe it or not, if you keep it complex, people aren't going to understand what you're doing. Just trying to figure out Titan X in of itself is really difficult for a lot of people. But with something like this, it was like a perfect synergy that will not only help out Inferno, but it'll actually utilize Flux to burn a bunch of the supply, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm really excited about Alien X. A big part is using the economic energy of Titan X, right, being your main input, but also, like you're saying, set off the flywheels within the Inferno ecosystem because we have a very low supply within Inferno, and with any type of buy and burn put onto that, especially if there's possible multi projects in the future using the pool and burn that they just created, it's going to get really, really aggressive really fast. And, Alien X is one of the ones that's really going to start it off. And the fact that they have buy and burns everywhere throughout their whole process, and, the bunny hop burn, as they say, is so bullish. And, it's going to take a couple times, listen this back or reading the white paper to really get how aggressive these burns really are, and it is set apart from a lot of other projects that is released already.
Right. And you might just share my screen real quick. There's one other thing I want to bring up with the Element 280. Are you guys able to share my screen? So like just building off of what you said with like the flywheels, and then the other thing I also want to point out with E280. So right now E280 has a pretty good decent LP with Inferno. So this is just my diagram of an LP. So when we go through this process of Inferno coming in and just getting bought up and being used as a store of value to burn Alien X, that buy pressure is going to be constantly changing the price of Inferno. And so this price is going to be constantly fluctuating. And so that's going to set off a bunch of arbitrage bots between the E280 and the Inferno pair. So what this is going to happen is you're going to see a lot of trading between these two main pairs, which number one, it's going to burn a good bit of E280, but also it's going to burn Inferno. So this was another flywheel effect behind this entire ecosystem. So by just having that much buy side economic energy into Inferno, not only are you going to get a bunch of burns from the Flux protocol, but you're also getting a bunch of burns from Element 280, and that's going to that's basically going to also help out Helios and all that across the board. So that's another thing I just want to throw out there, because that's what I really love about how this is setting up. And then on top of that, it's going to open up the door for Goat X and what Irish Crypto is doing to build an awesome protocol on top of it. So excited all around, just really, really excited. Ali, what's your thoughts on Alien X, man? You're asking some pretty good questions, and then I'm going to go over to my spirit animal, the Mo.
Yeah, I'm just excited. Again, listening to you and explaining about the longer term, storing it up is something that we haven't really seen before. Everything's coming in. All right, there's a lot of bam burns. The bigger bam burns for tight necks, they'll sit for a long time. Anything that we've been doing, even with Blaze or Inferno, the bam burns are run out very, very quickly. So this is bringing something completely new into our own little Memefi kingdom, where we're storing up more value. It was awesome to see. There's kind of new standards being set all the time. When Inferno launched, week one we brought in like 200 grand's worth of tight necks, and it was a kind of can we get to $1 million in the buy and burn? And then by the end of week 8, it was like $1.8 million of tight necks in the buy and burn. But MEV stuff aside, that dissipated so quickly. The buy and burn burnt out. It was gone in literally 3 weeks. And what this is really starting to do is starting to add value into the system and keep it there. I think, when we've seen the likes of, Awesome X last week bringing in, 1.1 trillion. We see Volt bringing in almost $1 trillion every day of the mint. I think everything is just, the ecosystem goes from strength to strength. And I think Alien X has got massive potential to do exactly the same, to take the levels of, over $1 trillion back in, beat that, and store all that value into this little sub ecosystem for a longer time. That's what I think about Alien X. And I think we've got a fucking, sorry for swearing, but a fucking killer team behind it. I think you and Goo God are going to bring a lot of energy. The community are excited about this one, and I know I am. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens here on Thursday, because it could be another brand new standard set.
Yeah, agree, man. And hey, phenomenal analysis, and I'm just excited as you are, man. And I'm really excited to see how this plays out. And I know I'm already seeing all the memes pop up, dude. Some guys like, so Good God, I say he's the number one shiller, because I go on my Twitter post and I see him like respond to 50 people in like 10 minutes. It's crazy. He's like an android. And then next thing you know, I see all these cool videos and memes, and you already see a community forming. So, but yeah, man, I want to go over to the Mo. What do you think? What do you think about Alien X, and any strategies that you want to share with us? Because I can't speculate on it.
Yeah, no, I got that. Number one, you're breaking my brain here. Like every time you mention something else about your Alien X protocol, in the back of my brain, I just got this voice going, bullish.
Yeah, man.
Bullish. Bullish. So It's absolutely insane. I can't wait to see what this is going to do. And I absolutely have to apologize to you because we could have streamed about this a week ago, but I had to basically blow you off because I was a douche. So apologies. We could have got this out much sooner. That's my fault. This is going to be crazy for the ecosystem. I'm bullish on Blaze. I'm bullish on Inferno. And now you're going to do something that's going to just burn Inferno. Oh, but it's going to burn more Titan X. Bro. Gimme. Bullish.
Yeah, man.
I love you guys
but
so
that,
much.
That 20% tight neck straight up burn. Again, I've said this a few times before, but Jake was saying before about all these protocols stepping up and their little tiny balls burning a couple of percent here, a couple of percent there. Somebody step up with a set of big balls and burn 20% because Hyper was the only one doing it at the time. And so none of the other protocols have stepped up to do such a massive tight neck ban burn. I didn't even mention that, but that's pretty freaking huge.
Yeah, man.
It's
I
amazing.
Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing. And all these protocols keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And each one is just going balls out. And bullish. Just constantly in my head, man. But hey, I gotta go. But I wanted to be here so I could shout out and give you my support. I love you guys.
Please don't say that. Please don't say that to any of your seniors. Start going bullish.
Yeah, man.
All right,
and
you got it.
Hey, man, I just want to say, Mo, always do appreciate you. And with that live stream with Alien X, some things got jacked up. There's miscommunication. It wasn't your fault. It was my fault. And just want to say thank you for the support and thank you for all the things you do to educate people in this space.
I appreciate you for saying that. It was all me, 100% all me. You're a good man. I love you, man. I got to get going. Bullish on Alien X. Let's fucking go. Love you guys.
Let's go.
Peace out, bro. Peace out.
Man.
So I think ultimately, just building off with what Ali was saying about the burn, when it comes to this type of protocol, you guys got to remember the whole point of this is burn Titan X. Everything's paired up with Titan X. So if Titan X goes hyper deflationary, whatever protocol A, B, or C you're in, it's going to do like a 10X, a 15X, a 20X, a 50X. It gets into Hart's Law. And if you guys want to know a simple way to understand Hart's Law, like when you're at the beach or you're in your boat and you see the tide rise and fall, that's Hart's Law with these tokens. So when the tide rises, everything's going to rise with it. And so with what Alien X is trying to do, our main goal is to create something with crazy pumpamentals, but also our other main goal is to burn Titan X. We want to burn more Titan X than the Hydra, dude. I guarantee you that could be within the realm of possibility. We might burn more Titan X than Hydra because this is a meme coin. And keep in mind, meme coins get a lot more hype than all these other DeFi utility coins and stuff that people are confused about. Look, we got an alien, we got X behind it. We're launching on some really great matrix coding days. It just all makes sense. You see what I'm getting at here?
Yep.
Absolutely.
So here's my question. I can't speculate Alien X, but Smooth and Crypto can. So Smooth and Crypto, I know you don't have a project, and I believe some people were talking about something like Donkey Inu or something. What's that project called? It was like something Donk. It was like the
Dong X.
Dong X. Yeah. All right. So if Alien X gets to $1 billion market cap, will you launch Donk X?
Yes.
You will? Okay. All right.
Alien X gets to $1 billion. I mean, I think I got to, right?
Okay. So you're gonna launch Donk X, and then Ali and Bass Sports will help you with it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That one's easy. Easy branding for that one.
Easiest way to get projects out is just peer pressure on stream. We all know this. All
right. So you guys hear it here first. If that happens, Smooth and Crypto launch Donk X, and then Mo will be the unofficial ambassador that he didn't agree to. That's what I think.
That's perfect. Perfect storm.
Yes, sir. So yeah, man. Overall, guys, Alien X, it's gonna be awesome. Thursday's coming right around the corner. What I'm probably gonna do is like a community live stream like this, starting at 12 p.m. Eastern time. I'm gonna send it out to everybody. You guys can hop on. If you're a founder, you got a project, you want to come on and talk about it, we can talk about it. If you guys want me to just do TA about stuff, I can sit down and just do TA with you guys for a couple hours. Whatever we want to talk about, We will do a project launch stream during the mid phase on Thursday. All are welcome.
So, Chris, you mentioned TA there. So, you're So Alien X that we're launching on Thursday. Obviously, 50% of your initial LPs paired with Inferno. So, do you want to maybe pull up Inferno? We'll have a look at the chart, see what's going on there.
Yeah, man.
Sorry, I know I was jumping ahead a wee bit before with my Twitter posting before we even announced Alien X. But is the time public?
No, it's not.
Ooh. You want to give the time, or we're waiting to the day before?
I don't even remember the time, to be honest with you. I know I haven't written it down. So
you're lucky we work so fucking hard, man.
I haven't written it down in Telegram. So that's the thing. But yeah, here's the deal. Here's the deal. If you guys want to give the time, I'll leave it up to you guys. So feel free.
Now we're gonna put the landing page link out, so that'll have the countdown on it in the morning. So
I think a big the only reason for not giving the time out at the minute is just we don't want people to get wrecked buying on market. Is that right?
Yeah. So
yeah.
Here's the issue with launches nowadays is we got a different market with sniper bots and med bots and whatnot. And keep in mind, we got this whole mint phase thing going on. So it won't be a huge deal because keep in mind, most people are going to be minting. But the issue when it comes down to is when you set the LP and you have somebody come in, buy a bunch of supply and then dump it. And then you got somebody who is like confused and just like, oh, I just want to buy the token. I didn't want to be in the mint phase. So, I mean, obviously, if you're going to participate in the protocol, I would encourage you to go through the mint phase, but also you have to take into a certain degree of consideration for that type of scenario. So it's just one of those things when it comes to crypto that we got to deal with in this new day and age. And hopefully with the new Ethereum updates, we don't have to deal with this stuff in the future, but we'll just see.
Yeah, well, look at it. The landing page is the countdown is on the landing page, and the countdown is on the Titan X Hub. You know, a perfect example of the community being smart enough, because I many a time have been wrecked. You know, thinking that I'll get my transaction in nice and quick on a launch. So yeah, many times I've been wrecked, but the Awesome X launch was a perfect example of the community not buying at launch. The bots were the ones that got wrecked this time out. So if you're watching and you're going to participate, do not buy on the market at the start. Just mint or wait at least a few hours to buy on the market.
Yeah, I'd like to touch on that real quick. So we've actually formed the Titan X allocations for both the pools are really, really, really small. The LP is going to be super thin. So the amount of Alien X that can get sniped is absolutely, it's minimal. So yeah, I wouldn't, do not buy on that launch, on that deployment launch, because you'll be buying into ridiculously thin LP and you will get botted. So, just wait, let the bot do its thing, let it sell out, and then you can start buying on market if that's what you really want to do. So yeah, just be very wary of it. And like Ali says, Awesome X was a great example. Sniper botted, no one from the community bought it. The sniper bot sold at a 60% loss, and then we carried on with the mint and the natural buys and sells. So yeah, just be really careful around that launch. Jake wants to jump on the stream, so someone will send in the link while we get into the Inferno TA, Chris. So go ahead, mate.
All right, so I just want to talk about one thing. If you guys have been paying attention to what I post on Twitter, I identified a bullish divergence on Inferno. So basically what a bullish divergence is when you see a trend from like an uptrend, from a downtrend to an uptrend, meaning that the price is going down and then it crossed the point where we expect the price to start to go up. And this is where the volume exceeds the buy side liquidity exceeds the sell side liquidity. So if you guys come over here and you look at the MACD, you got the 12 and 26 moving average over the daily. So 12 moving day and the 26 moving day. So we came up, and then right here you see a little bit of a cross. When these two lines cross, that's when we started to see a dip in the price chart. Now the sell volume was exhausted, and then we hit a bullish divergence on October 13, 2024, right I think I put this out on the 12th, but
Yep.
right on the 13th, this thing crossed right here, which shows me that, hey, the volume is upticking and there's a good chance that we're going to see a price reversal. Now we come over here to the RSI. RSI shows like the overall strength. So typically when you see this line go up, it means it's overbought. When it goes down, it's oversold. So it came down, double bottom, and then shot right up. And then we got a resistance line on the RSI. And since we broke that RSI, and then we see a cross on the MACD, that told me everything I needed to know. We started to see an Inferno pump on the daily. So right now we're seeing the beginning stages of the Inferno pump. It's holding off pretty well. Now just going over there and just looking at some candlesticks. What we're seeing right now is we have a doji followed by 3 white soldiers, which is extremely bullish. And then the question is where do we close here? We do not want to see this close a little bit lower because we see a doji right here. That means we have to come back down and test support right here. So overall, the daily looks good. Now let's look at the weekly. Weekly. Oh, look at this. All right. So you see this. We came up, mid phase came up, boom, skyrocketed. And then we have a bearish engulfing candle. Then we have a dragonfly doji on the weekly. When you see a dragonfly doji, that's an indicator of a price reversal. Bullish engulfing candle, and this is more than 50% of this red candle. So this is called a morning star. So when you see a doji, that's bullish, but it's not necessarily, it's based on percentages. The reversal is it's a good percentage, but then when you see something like a morning star, a 3 candlestick pattern, that's more bullish than just a regular doji, if that makes sense. So right now we see a morning star followed by a open a little bit higher. So on the weekly, it looks absolutely beautiful and it's cooking up. Now moving over to the monthly, and so I see this a lot on social media, so I want to put this out here. Monthly looks absolutely beautiful. So we started with the 2 months with the mid phase, came up, and then now we have these 3 candles. So here's the key I understand with the Inferno price chart on the monthly, and this is really important because keep in mind the monthly candles supersede the weekly, and then the weekly supersede the daily, and the daily supersedes the 4 hourly. And I don't really like it when people do on these small time frames that are like for like crackheads and stuff, because it makes everybody so confused. I like to do higher time frames just to prop it out. So with what we're seeing on the monthly, if we get a close,
I don't know, man. I think I seen you on a stream the other day looking at the 5-second chart or something. Did I?
all right, that was E280. I was peer pressured. Okay, all right, fine. He's calling me out, but the main point I'm trying to get across is with what we're seeing on the monthly, if we close out right around here or a little bit higher, you're going to have something called the 3 white soldiers on the monthly, which is probably one of the most bullish patterns on one of the highest time frames possible. So my indicator on this Inferno chart is absolutely bullish. I don't see anything bad with the charts, and the outlook for the foreseeable future is looking good. So good stuff, man. What's up, Jake? How we doing?
Doing good. I'm listening. Continue. I like this.
Okay.
I like this nice little chart right here. It's pretty decent chart.
It looks
yes,
good.
Sir. Yes, sir. Here we'll go to Ty next. I'll go back on to my Elliott. There. So I think overall that was my full analysis on Inferno. Now, Titan X, I don't know if I showed you this, but one thing that I'm noticing is Titan X just hit a massive bullish divergence on this recent pump. So if you guys see right here, we got the MACD, we have a cross right here. And then basically I'm seeing 2 things on the RSI. We broke a downtrend, and then we also see an inverse head and shoulders. So there's a shoulder, a head, a shoulder, and then a breakout. So what we're starting to see is we're seeing a massive reversal on Titan X, and it's showing a beautiful pump. And what I'm not seeing with these 12 and 26 is typically when the pump starts to dissipate, this blue line curls down. You see how it curls down right here? That means that you're going to see a momentum in the price starting to slow down. On the daily, it's actually holding up pretty beautifully, and I think it's looking great. Now, the other thing I've been taking a look at is when it comes to Titan X, you can't really use resistance and support because it gets messy and gets all over the place. but Titan X, Dragon X, and all these ecosystem tokens love Elliott triangles. When we start to see Elliott triangles form, that's when we start to see sell pressure, and then the buy and burn come in and start buying up any weak hands and removing the token supply from the market. So one thing I noticed was we had an Elliott wave triangle in the first breakup, and we hit A, B, C, D, E, broke. Now we move up into the next Elliott wave triangle, and this is called a Elliott. This is called a barrier Elliott wave triangle. It's very similar to this, except it just follows a flat line on the top. Very similar principles. Now we start with 0. We hit A, B, C, and then we hit point D, and we skipped E, and we broke out. So when I was looking at this, I said, why are we skipping point E? And then that's when my brain adjusted. What this is showing is that the impact of the buy and burn, and also the impact of all the Titan X ecosystem altcoins, it's actually exceeding the sell pressure in the ecosystem. And that's part of the reason why we're starting to see a much sooner breakout on these Elliott wave triangles. So what I suspect is when we start to top out on the next leg up, we're probably going to form a similar Elliott wave triangle, but I think this time we'll hit A, B, C, and potentially bypass D, or we might just bypass C right off the bat. So overall, man, Inferno chart in front of the bull looking extremely bullish. Titan X chart absolutely looking beautiful. We're definitely on a little bit of a run. And yeah, man, excited for this ecosystem. Jake Sharp, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, follow
One
that
of the
one.
funny things. Yeah, exactly. One of the funny things is when it comes to like Titan X charting, especially built on Titan X protocols, is I see a lot of people try to use like support and resistance levels. But TA in general on build on Titan X projects is bullish skewed because supply gets removed. So usually when you look at a chart, it's a set number of supply. It stays the same. It's the same people operating within the chart, and therefore you get support and resistance based on human emotion. But I've seen a lot of charts where the chart doesn't even go back to support. 30% above support, it's like, nah, fuck it, I'm off. And that's because 10, 20, 30% of the supply is removed, and you have massive whales, which are basically just buy and burn smart contracts and rationally buying, regardless of TA, which is why a lot of these charts are bullish skewed, which is like a nice side effect of the tokenomics. So I've seen that a lot. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's great. And the one thing I was telling Trey last night when we were live streaming is every chart has a different approach when it comes to TA, and what TA you use on one chart doesn't apply to another chart. So when it comes to you looking at a certain price chart, you gotta look at different types of patterns. And I agree with you about resistance to support. You do not want to use that. That works very well with meme coins. I will tell you that. But when it comes to the inflationary, deflationary, VC, pump and dumps or whatever, it's not going to work too well. So overall, man, it's looking pretty good. So
yeah, I think also as well,
Yeah.
like you never know what's going to be launched. You never know what's going to come out on a protocol. So how can you apply any patterns to it if you never know what's going to come out?
Yeah. I mean, man, when you look at this Titan X chart, it looks a lot like a massive time frame cup and handle.
Yeah. And on top of that, it's also following something called Wyckoff schematic 2 to a T. So there's a guy named Professor Wyckoff who studied different trading patterns. And if you look up Wyckoff and you just look at the picture, you can easily match it up. It's a very simple trading concept to understand. But the reason why he put this up there was because he noticed in the stock market that there was like a group of people that would sit there and like accumulate, and there's like insiders, and use it as a way to track insiders when they're about to pump and dump a chart. Now, what's interesting is Titan X is following a Wyckoff schematic very similar. And what that's telling me is I think there's a lot of trading bobs, a lot of Wintermute guys like getting in and actually buying up part of this chart. That's my theory. I can't prove it. So yeah.
I mean, it would make sense because a lot of Titan X and build on Titan X has been in the top charts on Ethereum for so long. So it has to get the attention of the big dudes. There's no other way, especially with thick liquidity pools now. So it would be interesting to find out. Maybe there's some on-chain hints.
Yeah. Well, the only evidence, yeah. I mean, I want to go on the on-chain analytics once we get Alien X rolled out. But I think that'll be a very interesting little research project, or maybe someone else here on the live stream can go check it out. There's a ton of more smart people than me that can get into that type of stuff. So,
What's up, Smooth?
Yeah.
What up, Jake? How you doing?
Good.
I'm just soaking this in. I mean, it's like a crash course on, TA and stuff like that. And I've been trying to get better at it. It's tough, but I watch the verse streams a lot, and he goes over it a lot, so it's building, and it's starting to enter my brain the more I listen to it.
Good. Yeah, that's what these streams are for, man. Like, everybody's good at something. So everybody brings their own flair and education to the community. Like, I learned a bunch of stuff from streams, especially with builders talking. I get a lot of information for just building in general from listening to other builders. I feel like a lot of builders have the same. It's awesome. I love it.
What time zone are you in at the minute? Because you seem to be like on a lot of late night streams and stuff. Are you?
Oh, you'll never know. I'm on the moon time zone.
I was trying to
The moon time zone. You and Mo went to the moon and never come back.
Yep.
he actually lives in Antarctica. He's not on the moon. He's in Antarctica.
I'm here with the aliens.
Yep.
They're coming Thursday.
Yeah, bro. Alien X is going to invade Titan X. We're going to blow it up. We're going to go to Nibiru, and we're going to hang out with the Anunnaki aliens. That's what we're going to do.
Hey, but I have to say the branding for Alien X is very good. The branding is sticky. The videos are awesome, especially like the alien paired with the bull. Those look fucking awesome. I love it. I love all the art.
Yeah, man, dude, the community picked up on it real quick. Like I was telling them earlier, guys were just posting these crazy videos, and I don't know how they created them, but it's awesome, man. We just been retweeting them, and there's a whole army out there. So yeah, a lot of people are excited for Alien X. So Jake, I want to get your opinions on the burn of Alien X. We're going with a 20% burn, trying to match up with Hydra. What's your overall thoughts on that?
The Alien X by burn at Hydra?
No. The Titan X burn. Right? We're burning 20% of Titan X coming into the protocol.
That's good. Yeah, that works just fine. Hydra has been doing it. Hyper has been doing it. Works perfectly. Because when you burn Titan X, it's kind of like a tip of the hat to other build on Titan X things as well. Because as Titan X goes more hyper deflationary, it builds everything in the ecosystem faster. Because like even when you use Titan X to buy and burn, it kind of leaves the market, but it can be accessed by people selling into the liquidity. So it's not really gone. It's just locked in the liquidity pool. But when you actually burn it, that's when you trigger hyperdeflation, which takes everything up. So I'm a big fan of the 20%. Like, I'm working on a hyperdeflationary thing now that will be backed by all the hyperdeflationary things in the ecosystem. So I'm building on other people's stuff. And that will burn 20% as well. I'm a big fan of that 20% number.
That's good. And I haven't looked at the statistics, but last time we spoke, I believe you said Hydra burned something like 14 trillion Titan X.
It has 22.4 trillion that went into it, and it burned 20%. So that's around 4.5 to 5 trillion that sent to the Dragon X vault. But then all the other Titan X is locked in the Hydra buy and burn and in the liquidity pools. So it's probably close to 5 trillion plus actual burn. But then all the other stuff is in smart contracts.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I mixed that up. Yeah, man. I think Alien X, we can do 10 trillion across 8 weeks. Let's freaking go.
I love it.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that's definitely possible.
That would be nuts, though. That would be absolutely crazy. But I think now that we're starting to get into, well, we're technically deflationary. I think you can say it's deflationary. The question is, are we hyper deflationary yet? In my opinion, I do think we are hyper deflationary based off of what I'm seeing, based off of the speed up. And you can look at the price chart and see the impact. But I think ultimately, with Alien X, and then we got project protocols like Godex coming up, and then we got like 3 protocols building on top of E280. I think honestly, it's going to just accelerate the process, and it's going to make November phenomenal for the Titan X ecosystem.
See the way you were posting, Jake, about being hyper deflationary or deflationary for like eight days in a row. If you got the stats, or where do you look at those stats? Can you show the people where you see that, or where you're pulling that from?
Well, there's two places. So I used to do it all the time in Google Sheets, but now it's also on Premium Titan X Hub. That created a chart where you can see the liquid, and it tracks almost the same things that I track. So every day, part of my morning routine is I look at app.titanx.win/stats, and I've been tracking it for like the last 100 days-ish. And I just see the differences day over day, and then I can just chart it out like that. But I think that is building it inside of Premium Titan X Hub. So when you see the charts where it's like liquid up, and then you can also see it there. So he has an actual chart. I've always been using Google Sheets. I just manually track it.
How many days is it still going every day, or was there an inflationary day in the last few?
I think we had an inflationary day yesterday, and then the 13 days before that was all deflationary.
Nice.
For today, I don't know yet. I'll be tracking that tomorrow.
Tomorrow, and then Alien X kicks in. I suppose the burn will kick in, Josh. If we start Friday, the burn will start on Friday. Yeah.
No, the Titan X burns they kick in as soon as you mint, so that they're banned immediately with the deposit.
So Thursday should be inflationary again.
You know what? Hyperdeflationary starts Thursday. That's when it starts. When Alien X comes in, we go hyperdeflationary. I will speak it into existence. This is how the Matrix works.
You did start calling that weeks ago. You did say that Alien X will help Titan X go hyperdeflationary. So
timing is everything. Timing is everything, isn't it, Chris?
Timing is everything, man. And Jake, I don't know if you heard, but Smooth and Crypto says if Alien X goes to $1 billion market cap, he's going to launch Donkey Inu, and Bass Sports and Ali Kane's going to hook him up. So it's all code in the simulation. It just makes so much sense.
Just one big dong, one coin, just one dong for everybody. Have a slice with dong, you know.
It's got to be built on top of Inferno, though. That's the only request. It's got to be creative. You can even just copy all of Alien X and just put it on top of Inferno. I would not be mad.
I mean, to kind of talk about that, I posted some things in the comment here. I love that all of the builders have taken this model of having a core token in the middle to build an ecosystem around. So you have Titan X Inferno. Inferno is like the middle of Memefi. So even with Alien X, you're putting Inferno in the middle for the buy and burn and etc. etc. That is massively powerful because that prevents dilution. So you have the same effect with Dragon X and Awesome X, etc., built on top of Dragon X. You have the same with Volt, with Lotus that's going to be built on Volt. You have the same with Inferno, with Flux being built on it, Alien X being built on it, Goat being built on it. I like that model a lot. Like, I think it's sick. And then Elemental 80 builds on all of it.
I think everybody caught on to that pretty quick. You know, there was whenever people started to say about, okay, we've got 3 or 4 tokens here that are, the kind of becoming up the centers of the separate kingdoms. And everybody just kind of latched onto that and went, right, that makes a lot of sense. Let's build. And everybody's doing it the way they're supposed to. Awesome X using Dragon X, Alien X and Flux using Inferno. Everybody, all the builders are picking that up and running with it.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. And it's still within the ethos as well, because you're taking in Titan X and you're just forcing it through the pools. So like Bad Sports likes to use the term bunny hop. I actually prefer double buy, because with the same economic energy, it makes it very clear what it is, because you can take 10 grand and you can just go Titan X, Alien X. It's only a 10k impact. But when you go Titan X, 10k buys Inferno, and then the 10k of Inferno that just bought buys Alien X. That's the equivalent of basically 20k of buy volume within the ecosystem, and it pushes 2 ratios up. It makes Inferno worth more against Titan X. Since Alien X is better than Inferno, they get that price movement, and then the Inferno buys Alien X, so you get twice the buy pressure for the same one buy, which is sick. I love that. That's so good.
And
Element 280 has the same.
And just to add on to it, the big thing I like about with that type, whether it's like Alien X doing it or some other protocol built on top of Dragon X, is when you're utilizing this protocol, you're also benefiting Inferno and Flux, so that you don't have to feel like you have to be in every single protocol. Like, I get it. There's a lot of tokens and everything's all over the place. So when Inferno wins, Alien X wins. When Inferno wins, Flux win. When Alien X wins, believe it or not, Flux wins as well. So that's what I really like about the synergy. And if you guys want to, there's nothing wrong with picking one and just sticking with in this scenario. Even though I would prefer you check out Alien X, but you guys get the point.
Hey, I run back into the room at 10 trillion for the launch. Let's fucking go. Also, Dong X at 1 billion market cap.
Wait, Ali, you're muted.
Yeah, I'm laughing at Mo saying 10 trillion in one day. That was over 10 weeks or 8 weeks, never mind. But yes, let's do it. 10 trillion mint in one day.
Yeah, actually, I was looking at a little bit of the stats just on the community posts, the do analytics, and what's crazy about EonX is its mid phase ends when there's like 99.999% of the Tinex Island market as of today. So, I think what we're also going to see is a lot of it's going to get pushed out over the next couple months, and then when we hit that December time frame, depending on if miners become profitable again, we're going to be in what I call a massive supply crunch. That's where you're going to really see it hit the ecosystem hard. And when I say supply crunch, the best way to think about it is like a supply shock, I would say. Like a Tinex supply shock. You guys would say that's like the best way to say it, where we have a lot of buy and burn coming in and no supply coming out.
Oh yeah, I mean there's so much with Titanx. So Titanx is hitting hyperdeflation now. But one of the other things I've noticed is Titanx is now hitting its stride when it comes to build on Titanx. There's so many protocols coming out, so many new builders popping up, people taking inspiration, starting to pick up building. We have more users coming in. So statistically, out of those users, there's a certain percentage of them that are going to be new builders. So as we get user adoption, we get new builders in the ecosystem. And the builders create a need for Titanx because they use it inside of their build on Titanx protocol. So you get this supply shock that is just mad operating inside of Titanx. And then you have this massive second part of the curve, which is a demand curve that's completely getting crunched by, or at least crunch might not be the best word, but it pushes that supply shock even further because so many more protocols are coming that are extremely innovative when it comes to tokenomics. So the demand for Titanx is going to go through the roof because of the builders and the need for it. You need Titanx to enter these protocols. Like the only way to get it is to get Titanx. And like even with Element 280, you can enter with Ethereum, but all of the Ethereum buys Titanx first to then enter in the protocol. And that's based on how much Ethereum every Titanx is worth. They get it straight from the pool. So you have this demand curve that's looking to curve up as more and more builders and protocols need Titanx. And then you have the supply curve just forcing itself down to the buy and burn and protocols needing it and the protocols burning it. So you have this perfect like demand and supply formula, supply down, demand up. That hitting with hyperdeflation, that's a pretty bulletproof formula right there.
It's gonna get stupid real quick, man. I'm just like it's exciting stuff, and
Yeah, bring it on.
Yes, sir. And I think what I'm most excited for is the protocols building on top of X28. I think I'm really excited for that most of all. Like it would be cool, like once you got X28 coming out and you have the ability to build something on top of base that impacts the Tinex ecosystem. You know, we can always bring Memefi over to base and just full send something and get like, you know, a good article written about us in Cointelegraph. So.
Oh, yeah. A lot will open up with that. Oh, 100%.
Yeah, if you think about it, so this is the other thing about this other component about Memefi. So I know this is a little ambitious and we're going a little too far down the road here, but we're gonna have X28 on a lot of these meme coin focused blockchains. When I say meme coin focused, we're talking about Base, we're talking about Solana, SEI, even Sui. Even though they're big on the games, they're getting a huge meme coin presence. And when you have this protocol out there and you have the ability to build on top of it and put it on a different blockchain and, you know, just build, whether it's like Memefi and just show guys like how this works, I think it might be revolutionary because a lot of people don't come to Ethereum for the gas fees. They usually go for like Sui, Solana, and these other chains. So in my opinion, I think it's going to be very revolutionary if we kick it off over there somehow, some way.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
I think it's quite funny that every protocol that seems to come out, there's already protocols ready to be built on a protocol that's not even launched yet. I've never
It's
heard.
insane.
It's mind blowing.
It is.
Did you see Steve's little teaser there of Viper?
Yeah.
I had a really nice touch where you can just toggle. So obviously he's got Volt He's got the wheel, and there's another 8 pillars. You can literally just, when you're in the DApp, you can literally just toggle between every single project, whatever one, and it shows you all the ROIs. It's just another really nice innovation in the ecosystem.
Mhm.
You know, and we're talking about protocols coming out. I'm pretty sure Volt is going to use Volt on Inferno is called Bull, but Bull, that's going to actually use Inferno as the input token, which is insane for the whole ecosystem when it comes in and you're starting to use all these tokens up for that protocol. Yeah, and there's just so much awesome stuff happening.
Yeah, I also
yeah.
think that the protocols building on E280 was kind of crazy because going back to what Bass Sports says, he's like, there's literally protocols waiting for other protocols to launch, and they're building on top of it. And it turns out it looks like E280 has now 2 protocols building on top of it. I know Steve from Volt's going to build something, and then I know there's another thing rolling out that the dude mentioned on one of the live streams. So that's going to be crazy because that actually gets into every single ecosystem altcoin.
Oh yeah, I mean, Element 280 is pretty sick. When you look at that burn page, it has burned quite a damn bit of all the ecosystem tokens. Now, another thing you kind of get with these liquidity webs like Element is it creates a supply sink inside of all the tokens as well. So, like for example, Element has a pair with Inferno. There's a certain amount of Inferno that's in a full range LP with Element that will never be able to be accessed. So that's another form of burn outside of the buy and burn. It's like there's a lot of game theory there. Like I tried tracking all of it inside of app.titanx.win/stats with relatively advanced, but it keeps track of all the Titanx locks and liquidity pools as well, because it's basically inaccessible. Like a price needs to drop practically 99% to get it all out of the liquidity pool. So like it's another supply sink that Element 280 created for all of the build on Titanx protocols.
And to add on to that, this gets into like the PDI Tropa stuff. So when you have multiple tokens in those LPs and it's in burnt LP, it actually creates this like price floor where the price can't drop below, because if in order to get all those tokens out at once, you basically will be clicking for like 10 years straight. So ultimately what E280 did was create this awesome price floor that can only expand based off the network usage.
Yeah. I'm working on my hyperdeflationary thing. It's going to do a lot of that.
Bro, you gonna give us some
And it's gonna
alpha,
be
man?
Oh man, I was working on the game theory today. I'm trying to innovate on how the minting process works, because I have some fucking sick ideas that I've never seen done. So I'm trying to work through that. But it is going to be a liquidity web with all the hyperdeflationary tokens inside of the ecosystem. So it will operate similar to Element 280, except we won't have the NFT with like the NFT, like staking rewards, etc. It will be 100% pure burn. So all the tokens are always on the market. But people that come in and mint, and a smart contract will split it across all the hyperdeflationary tokens in the ecosystem, and then buy that token, and then buy. I'm thinking about calling it Shogun. I think it's a sick name. And since it's already kind of has a rep in the community, so Shogun should be the hyperdeflationary thing I'm building.
Shogun still sits there on Titanx Hub, and
Yeah.
nobody knew what it was.
I'm sneaking in there. I'm like, I'm already on it.
You didn't even, you have to give a white paper before you get on Titanx Hub.
Yeah, take it down.
Get it out, Mike.
I found the
You're an
loophole.
imposter.
Yeah. So I'm trying, and it will lock up a lot of hyperdeflationary tokens in the ecosystem. Through that, it will buy bunny hop or double buy through all the pools. It will use Titanx as the input, burn 20% of it, 80% will route through all the pools, and then I'm working through some massive. Come on, you fucking knew it.
Yo, Ted, you're fired. Ted, you're fired.
Yeah, but that's for a little bit later on. Like first, let all the launches happen, let the community stuff come out, and then it's going to come after that, and it will build on top of all of it, basically.
Yeah, here, just on that. Look, you've done a great job in supporting all the projects. Letting them get out. I know you've got a lot of great ideas for yourself and many things you're building and working on, and great ideas, and obviously, great understanding of the whole ecosystem and what's going on. But you have done a fantastic job in supporting the builders, and not just supporting them, but being out public and on coming on all these streams as well. Yeah, I just want to say thanks for doing all that. It's a massive thing for the whole ecosystem. You know, and we're out here working hard to build things that, you know, to help make ourselves successful. And you're helping everybody. You're helping us build good stuff, and you're helping us do this for the community as well. So yeah, just a wee quick thanks for all that effort you're putting in. It's not even your own tokens.
Yeah, I mean, building a lot of these protocols are not simple protocols. Like, there's a buy and burn contract that needs to be flash loan like MEV protected, etc. There's a lot of like complexity that goes into building smart contract. This is not just a ERC20 token generated. It takes 2 minutes, $50 of gas fee, and you just have a smart contract up. Like, these tokens take money.
Well, they're not even just forks of other things that they've done. Every single project has got innovation and new things, and, you know, new ideas and new code. So it's tough.
Yeah, 100%. So you're spending your own money, you're paying for audits, you're trying to get the code right, you're working with developers, you're spending time and money building it for the community. So that's why Build on TitanX is great, because the community supports it, the founder supports it, which is indirect community support as well. So I support everything that is within the ethos. Like, I'll talk about literally everything. As long as it's within the ethos, I'm behind it. Fuck yeah, because we're all behind it. And this is one of the cool things I've seen with the builders is everybody's behind everybody. Yep. There's none of this animosity. Everybody's supporting everybody. Everybody's helping everybody build, because they all realize that the bigger it is and bigger and better and more bolstered this ecosystem gets, the better everything does by default. It's like this. It's so unique what we have going on here. So I definitely want to support it, because this has never, ever, ever, ever happened in DeFi ever before. Like,
no,
this is uncharted territory.
Seen this. Like, this started when people were starting. We were we were starting to talk about this maybe a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, and you kind of think, yeah, it's a thing, but it's just got stronger and stronger. This whole everybody working together, and it's getting taken to new levels. All with every protocol that comes out, it's just taking it to new levels. You know, all these little, even the things that Alien X is doing, again, more innovation and really helping the other protocols that's building in the little kingdom with.
Yeah,
100%.
and the other thing I will say is, you know, hypothetically, if TitanX were to do 100x from here, that means you'll have more than half the projects hit above $100 million market cap. Just think about that for a second. Just think about that for 1 second. And then if it's 1,000x, then more than half of them hit $1 billion market cap. So I'm not saying that's going to happen. And, you know, all the stuff that Jake says for legal reasons, but ultimately, you know, if you see the expansion of this ecosystem, you'll see the impact on a lot of these altcoins. So,
yeah, and also a big thing that new projects coming out is just another chance to get on the top 10, top 25 on Ethereum, and just getting more and more eyeballs at it, right? I mean, Vault released, it's 16 days old or whatever it is, and it's just been up there. I mean, and it's been carrying, you know, with Dragon X is up there, Titan X is up there. So it's just like the more and more of these projects that go in the top 25, they're like, okay, there's no way we can fade this anymore. It's impossible. I mean, if we have 10 projects in the top 25, it's over.
I mean, that's fucking insane. We already have 3 up there. How insane is that?
Yeah.
Fucking, you know, Volt feels like it's been here for like half a year. It's only 18 days old. And it's fucking ripping a hole through Ethereum. Like, that's
Chris,
time and putting in a Volt.
Pull that chart up, man. Pull the chart up.
Volt?
Fucking crazy, man.
Volt.
All right, yeah, I'll take a look at it.
It cannot be denied. It's absolutely insane.
You know what?
The daily candle today is like straight to the moon, man.
You know, this chart was actually crazy when I was doing TA on it, because earlier, hold on, I got pulled up. So when I was actually looking at this, God, it must have been last week. We were like sitting like right about here, and I was like, dang, dude, this thing might actually come down. So I was getting ready to take a big position, and then next thing you know, I saw these 2 lines on the MACD. This is on the 4-hourly. They start coming closer and closer and closer, and then they cross. And I was like, holy cow, this thing traded sideways when it was supposed to go down, and then just exploded out of this Elliott wave triangle. I've never seen anything like that from the thousands of charts I've been doing TA on for a minute. So, But yeah, guys. So just getting into what's going on with the Volt chart. This is something that I spoke about earlier, and I always do a lot of TA on. It gets into these Elliott wave triangles. When it comes to anything Titan X space, the Elliott wave triangle is the best indicator to show the impact of the buy and burn. So basically, we came in, a little bit of sell off, and then the buy and burn kicked in, explosion. Then we started trading sideways in this triangle. We hit A, B, C, D, and we were gonna go touch E, but we actually broke out and just zoomed up for the next leg up for Volt. So overall, the Volt chart looks really good. Let me look at one thing real quick. Yeah, so the real question is if we come up here and touch the 1.61 on the Fibonacci, and then chances are we might start to settle down and form another type of triangle, or we can go past that. But I think the one thing that I'm looking at is from this breakout, where do we land and where does this chart settle? And then based off of that, we can use that to do a lot more price predictions going on to the foreseeable future. Now, as for, let's take a look at the weekly real quick. It's only been out for, you said 18 days. So,
Yep.
Holy cow, the weekly is looking beautiful. So, what I'm seeing right here is 3 white soldiers. And then depending on this weekly close right here, if we close down this weekly this high, that's going to be extremely bullish. And then I guarantee you on the monthly is just one big green candle. Ooh, actually 2 green candles. Yeah, so across all time frames, Volt looks phenomenal. You can definitely tell that the buy and burn's doing its thing, and the tokenomics on the project's phenomenal. So I want to say shout out to Steve, and I'm excited for Viper, man. That's one protocol I'm excited for.
Well, another thing just as kind of cool with Volt is that it does have that real easy narrative of, let's get the 10 cents, let's get the dollar. It was pushing towards 1 cent, if whatever it was at the start. It got the 1 cent, 2 cents, and people are already calling for 10 cents, dollar. It's a nice little narrative that it has behind it, nice and simple round numbers.
Yeah, a lot of people, if they're not accustomed to crypto, they see the 5 zeros, right, 6 zeros, whatever, and they don't even know how to even gauge how many quantity they could get for like $100, right? But they see 4 cents, they're like, I know what $100 could get me, and I know where it could go, and it's kind of on the lines of like a penny stock, if you will, viewpoint.
Yeah. And one thing I will also notice is a lot of people compare every single chart or every single token price to Bitcoin. So as long as it's under the price of Bitcoin, they're going to think it's cheap. That's one thing I notice. So yeah, man, we got burnt supply 22%, liquid 70%, treasury sitting at a little bit under 8. Buy and burn, I think I just saw it. The buy and burn balance right now is sitting at about 5.8 million. So about 4 trillion Titan X. Buy pressure today 761,000. So yeah, man, all I gotta say is bullish. I got not a single bad thing to say about this protocol on the charts, the buy and burn, the treasury. Like you're not gonna hear me say a bad thing about anything about Volt. So
after so long watching people do TA on absolute garbage charts, this is great.
Yeah, man. This is the easiest TA ever. Everything just goes up. So if you mess up the TA on a bunch of charts that go up, then you should fire yourself.
What's this? What were you calling those big candles? The soldiers, Chris.
3 white soldiers.
3 white soldiers. What is the 3 white soldiers?
Oh, sorry, I glitched out of the matrix.
I was like, is he dead?
Yeah.
You were like staring off into the abyss.
Oh man, did I glitch out again? God damn it! I think I glitched out again. Hold on. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yep. Right, I'll just bring it up real quick. Let's see. Can you guys hear me? Am I here?
Yep, you're here. Because the Inferno chart had the same. The Inferno monthly was the same thing.
Yeah. Let me. I'm gonna try to bring up my little trading cheat sheet, and it'll be the best way to show you guys. So I'm gonna do a quick present, and hopefully I don't glitch out into the 28th dimension.
The aliens are coming.
Yeah, bro. I can mathematically prove that Alien X is from the 28th dimension. Trust me, bro. All right, I got screen share up. So this one's from Binance Academy. I like to keep these things, and keep in mind you don't have to memorize everything. Everything takes a minute. So 3 white soldiers is right here. So typically the best way is if they're like uniform in pattern, that's a little bit stronger. But keep in mind, these charts are always all over the place. So, you might have one that's like a little bit smaller in the width right here, and then one that's a little bit longer. But anytime you see a 3 white soldiers, it automatically means it's bullish. And then the other one, this is called the Morning Star that I spoke about earlier. You have a bullish candle followed by doji, and then a bearish candle followed by doji, and then a bullish candle. Now keep in mind with like a morning star and some of these, you gotta look at the percentages. So if you have a doji and then like a bullish candle following, you want this bullish candle to be more than 50% the bearish candle 2 days before, 2 candlesticks before. So there's like a couple small rules you want to look at, but overall, if you get like a little trading chart like this or trading pattern, you can use this as a great indicator of how to move in the foreseeable future. So,
one second, that is one name. Bullish
What's up?
Abandoned Baby. That's a hell of a name right there. God damn it.
I honestly
Baby Abandoned. It's bullish. Only on crypto.
You know what? I'm gonna leave that to Smooth and Crypto to look at that because he's gonna get into TA, and I can't do Alien X TA. So Smooth and Crypto, you're gonna be the Alien X TA guy. All right. So don't fuck this up. You got one fucking job.
Well, the only thing I could say is that when I'm comparing to you and your TA, I don't know if I'm gonna do it just as good a justice, but I'll start studying.
Just like Jake said, if you can figure out the bullish abandoned baby, I think you'd be all right, man. So
yeah, we've got
put it on my notes.
We've got Emeka in the chat there asking, "What's up, fam? Just joining. I hope I haven't missed much. You better watch the replay." Is all I can say.
Yeah, this is a crazy live stream. What else we got? Yeah, so I think I'm not gonna go through all this stuff. I think you guys get the point, but overall, all the charts look really good. It's gonna be crazy because when hyperdeflationary sets in, that's when it's gonna get really, really stupid. And I'm curious to see if some of these trading patterns hold up that we're witnessing there in the preliminary phases compared to the hyperdeflationary phase. So
yeah, it's all in the warm up right now. We're all just getting hot, getting warm up,
yeah.
getting the muscles ready.
You never know, Jake. Jake might just launch. No, Jake might just be like, "Oh, there's a Elliott Wave Triangle X28 launch. Screw you guys." I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right enough. We've got Ouroboros launching tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't even actually mentioned that at all.
Huge.
Have they been out on? I haven't seen them. Has there been any streams about it or?
Just Mark Dean has on a stream, and he's very active in the Telegram channel.
That's right. He is.
We're trying to get him on a stream with his voice. Me and Mo are trying.
I heard he's actually like a really good dev. He's a really smart guy. He's got a lot of really great ideas, and this protocol is pretty good. I spoke to Mike Dean about it, and he thinks it's a phenomenal protocol, a great experiment, and this is a stable coin for the TitanX ecosystem. And for those guys who don't know, when it comes to stable coins, when I got back into Pete, I actually learned all these stablecoin protocols. And the goal right now is to create an algorithmic stablecoin that can be backed by crypto assets. That's like the golden egg of the crypto ecosystem. Terra Luna tried to do it, but Do Kwon kind of effed it up. We also had a couple other issues. I think Liquidity is having issues with adding liquidity to the Ethereum side. And so now with this type of stablecoin being added to the TitanX ecosystem, if this protocol is successful, that's going to be very, very big, and it's going to be huge for the adoption of TitanX, in my option.
Yeah, this is one of the corner stores that we really need within the ecosystem, right? And, as of right now, we don't really have leverage or anything like that. So this is going to be one of those big players when you take the profits or want to take some profits and you roll it right back into other projects, right? It's just going to double, if not, not financial advice, the amount of coins really that's amount of capital really rolling in.
Yeah, Ouroboros is pretty big because it's multi-collateral. So multiple ecosystem projects can be in it. So it's going to start with TitanX, DragonX, potentially even Volt. Like Volt has plenty of liquidity because it's also a factor of liquidity. So it's gonna be able to take in any high liquidity, high volume, high adoption asset. Not really high volume, but like high liquidity, high adoption asset in ecosystem and make it lendable against. So people don't have to sell down their assets to take some profit or play another play in the ecosystem. Because there's two ways this can, like the perfect analogy for this is like a fork manufacturer, for example. Nobody's mad at the fork manufacturer if somebody buys a fork, stabs somebody in the eye with it. Like that's not what a fork was built for, but some people use forks like that. Some people use it to eat food, some people use it to harm other people. So like this can either be used as a safe way of taking profits without having a not financial advice, but a tax event because you're not actually selling your coins. So a non-taxable event allows you to take profit. Another thing it allows you to do is you can take a small loan, so like 1,000% collateral against your TitanX, and then do a play in the ecosystem, come back, pay off your loan, and then you're good. And you basically make profit in the middle. That's like the degen approach to it. But everybody will have to come to their own like risk level on that. But like these tools are used all across DeFi. Even big players use them. Like Justin Sun took $1 billion loan on Liquidity. It's $1 billion of Ethereum. Whoop, and there, like these things can get absolutely nuts. But that will take time to prove. Like the code needs to be secure. It needs to run for a while. It needs to be flawless, etc. That's the big thing with these lending protocols. So they need time to mature. But the cool thing about ORX, the Ouroboros token, is it's detached from the lending platform and then it just gets injected into the lending platform. So even if you mint ORX and God forbid something goes wrong with the platform, it doesn't affect the tokens. Like, so you're good there. So that's good security thing to know. But always with these new protocols, make sure you use your wallets. Don't max approve all of your tokens. So even if something happens, it's only like a small amount, etc. Just follow good security practices and give it time to mature. So ORX is a token. It's going to be 100% buy and burn. It's going to come into existence. It's going to have a cap supply. Max 10 trillion of TitanX can come in, and that's it. Then it's done. So it can happen in a day. It can happen in a month. It can happen in a year. Like it's uncapped when it comes to time, but it's capped in terms of number of TitanX. And then 100% buy and burn. And you can stake it inside of the ORX platform and earn fees from staking ORX. So it's a fee-earning deflationary token. It's kind of interesting.
100% buy and burn. So all the TitanX is going to buy and burn Ouroboros token over time.
Yep.
Nice.
Wow.
So tomorrow,
I would have liked to see a burn in there, but like ORX itself, the tool is going to lock a lot of TitanX up. So kind of let it slip there.
Yeah, tomorrow is it both launching tomorrow, the platform and the token mint?
No, it's a token first, and then I think 3-4 weeks later the platform is going to launch.
Okay, sweet.
What was that? What was that TitanX cap on the RX mint?
10 trillion, if I remember correctly.
And is it all 1-to-1?
It depends. So it's the vesting period. So you can choose either you do a week up to 52 weeks. The longer you go, the more you get. But it's still more TitanX, essentially.
Okay.
Well, that supply's gone tomorrow. Let's face it.
Just make sure it's secure. That's the biggest thing. So he published audits. That's good. So he's following the TitanX ethos. He's doing the IBSLP LP rule. He's publishing audits before. So like a big thing in the ecosystem is we prefer doxed devs, but it's not a requirement. Like it just makes marketing easier, it makes adoption easier, provides good content, good streams, good marketing for the community. But like the doxing part is not a requirement. As long as you follow the ethos, you have audits, the code is good, you're interacting with the community, you've been active, everybody knows you. That's good. So he can dox himself if he wants, but it's not a requirement.
Yeah, and I think as well, a lot of people behind the scenes speak to him. I speak to him a couple times a week. I think a lot of people who I know him personally or have spoken to him on calls. So yeah, I'm pretty confident that, as long as all the audits are in place and the code is secure, then yeah, I think it's going to be good.
Yep, audits are the most important part. Even if there's a pretty face, if there's no audits, But there are audits, so that's good.
Here's a quick question, an AlienX question. We'll drop it up there. what is the token supply of Alien X? Anyone
Not
want to take-
sure. We'll see week 8 because it is mid phase. So keep in mind we start 1-1, goes down 8% every single week, and then once we get to week 8, it's going to be capped. So it could be hopefully something above 10 trillion. That'll be cool. But we'll find out week 8 is the main point I'm getting across.
And now I'm keeping you to it. I'm keeping you to that 10 trillion.
Actually,
You
no.
said it?
No. It's got to be 10.27 trillion. It's got up to 28. Yeah, but
Got it.
I got you.
Yeah, obviously we've helped build this with Chris, and he's been very, very strict with the numerology and trying to build this thing. So some things have been a little bit difficult to fathom out, but we've got there in the end.
Good. It needs to be. Like, numerology is a secret power, man, especially in these like cryptographic universes. It's all numbers. So the more you can leverage numbers, the better off you'll be.
Yeah, it's crazy when you start looking at it from when you look at crypto from a numerology perspective, because some of the best projects I've seen launched on like an 8-day or a 28-day. I'm just like sitting here, I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me. And then there's some projects that don't do too well that launch on a certain day, and I'm not gonna get into that, but I think you guys get the point. So when you look at so many numbers and you're in the numerology, just gets you thinking all day. So I think Jake knows what I'm talking about, but
Oh yeah. And I've seen a lot of stuff around the number 4.
oh,
a
God,
lot of bad shit around the number 4 in crypto.
yeah, 4, especially when we have a project launched with 4 and 3 together. No go.
Yeah, well, we was like 12 hours from launching Awesome X, and Jake jumped in the DM.
I was like, no. Yeah.
Oh, what was the date? What was the date that
Awesome.
the first one? I'm just curious.
It was
Was it the
Friday,
4th?
Friday the 4th of October.
4th of October. I'm just gonna look at this real quick.
But it's a 4 day. That's already enough to say no. But I think it also adds up to 4 if I remember correctly.
The
Yeah, it also does.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Nah.
I remember those people in the people in the chat were like, "You fucking crazy, man! Why are you listening to that? That's stupid."
Yeah, we got some heat for that change. We really did. We got some heat.
It was like, yeah, do you know what? Fuck up, we're doing it. So
Yeah, that's what I'm excited about the Alien X launch. It's going to be on 8/17/2024, 8-day, 8-month, 8-year, 8th Chinese astrology sign. Technically there's 13 months. We don't get into it, but there's not 12 months, there's 13. And technically October is the 8th month. So
I mean, Octo is 8. So
Yeah.
there's also that there. Some
Yeah.
gematria. But that's a good date to launch on. I like it.
yeah. And then who's launching on the 28th of October? I know Lotus is doing 26, and then there's got to be someone launching on the 28th.
There has to be.
Dude, we got to get
Titan
something
X
together.
launched.
We got to launch a meme coin on the 28th. Then I'm just kidding.
Long X on the 28th.
Oh yeah. Smooth and crypto. You got to launch Dong X.
That's
yeah,
a
Goo
quick
God's-
turnaround.
Wait,
We
Goo
can
God's
do
got
it.
a good point.
we can
It is
do
a
it.
full-
We can do it.
Wait, actually, now I think about it, Alien X be launched under the same similar numerology and astrology conditions because when it was October 28, 2023, that was a full moon as well, right?
Could be. I didn't look at the moon cycles. I was
think it
dead
was.
set on that 28 number.
No. Because like when I saw that and I looked at it, I was like, dude, I know what he's doing. I absolutely love it. He talked to someone from GG33. Love it.
Oh, I tried. I watch a lot of their shit, and I talk to a
Yeah.
lot of the guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, like GG33 is the best practical numerology stuff. Because when you read numerology anywhere else, it's just like all this woo woo. Like it's not a link to a real world event and real world examples, and they're amazing at just making it practical. Like how do you apply this to what you're doing? That's what they're
Yeah.
amazing at.
Hey, and then the other thing, Jake, did you look at the date of Helios when it launched?
No, I didn't.
All
What was
right,
it?
so 2/28/2024, 28 plus 2 plus 8 equals 38. It's crazy. Helios has the H8 on the 20th of the month. Like when I saw that date, I was like, and the funny about it is like the dude doesn't even believe this stuff. And he had like the best launch date I've seen when it comes to numerology.
Oh yeah, and the H is 8 exactly. That's why
Yeah.
they hype it and hide there.
Yeah. So
Mo still in the chat there shouting bullish again.
So I'm curious, Smoothing Crypto, out of all the 10x project, which is your favorite? And based off of what you pick, you're saying all the other ones suck ass.
No pressure at all. No pressure at all.
Hey,
We gotta have some drama.
don't hurt my bags, okay? I'm gonna use it here.
Yeah, right. It's really hard to say because there's so many different aspects you can go, and because some of these projects are just going to take longer to play out. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I mean,
give us a political answer.
Yeah,
Just be like the politicians. Just give a roundabout answer about nothing.
well, they all do a really great job, and a ton of these projects have a lot of great founders, and they do a lot of great stuff for the ecosystem. And I could just keep going on and on, but yeah, I'm really excited that everything that's coming out is definitely changing a little bit of the previous project, and it's all going to be stepping stones at the end of the day. And whether it's new or old tokenomics, right? The fact that it's a beneficial thing for the ecosystem is really all that really matters, in my opinion.
8 out of 10 political answer. That was pretty good.
That was pretty damn good. Well done.
Thank you. The other 2 points to make it 10 out of 10, I needed to talk for like 3 or 4 minutes straight. That would have really locked it in. At the end of it, you're like, what was even the question?
I think the dude definitely wins for, in my opinion, the most beautiful DApp created yet. See, the Element 280 is the DApp is awesome. All the new features, he's got the ETH thing built in there, the liquidity, the links through to the market sites, and then that page with whatever it is, the 14 BAM burns is beautiful.
Love it.
Good job, dude. Good job, dude.
Yeah,
yeah. When it comes to complexity to a simple UI, that amazing job, because it's a very complex protocol. Element 280, fucking amazing.
And just add on to what Jake was saying, what's important about Element 280 is it's going to give these projects life in the foreseeable future with that burn effect. So I personally think that's actually going to be one of the top most important projects in the TinyX ecosystem when it comes to sustainability for a lot of these projects. So shout out to the dude, man. You did a great job. And dude, after that live stream, man, he looked like a zombie. Like, I swear, like, you look at his eyes, dude, he looked like he was in the movie The Walking Dead or the TV show, whatever. I don't watch these things, but you know what I'm talking about.
Hey, Chris, you've got a launch live stream lined up, right, for Thursday?
Yeah. We're gonna start 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm gonna put it out there. We can go for 2 hours. The max I can do is 4 hours. I'm gonna send it out to Jake, the whole crew. Anybody's welcome to come on. We can talk about Alien X. We can talk about TA. We can talk about projects. If you got something that if you got a project you want to shill that's launching on TinyX, you're more than welcome to come and talk about it. This isn't going to be an Alien X cult or whatever. So feel free to join in. Go ahead.
One rule. It needs to end at 3 hours, 3.8 hours, or it needs to go to 5. We're not ending it on a 4.
No. If you see the number 4, run away. Oh, that's all I got to say.
That was another thing, Dave, Crypto Awesome, he had the project was launching on the 4th with a 4-hour stream. And Jake said, you can't do a 4-hour stream on the 4th. They're like, we'll put it back a week. And instead of saying we'll do a fucking 3-hour stream, he said we'll do a 5-hour stream.
I mean, this stuff matters. Yeah, because I was like 44 as well. Like, okay.
Yeah. We need to like go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, but that was a funny coincidence because like the whole like project has a lot of numerology in it, but then the launch date, that was like the one thing, the most important thing actually. Like the launch date is pretty damn important. Uroboros launch is on the 7th date, so tomorrow is the 16th. That's a 7 numerology. So 7 is a number of the genies and their intellect, and the lone wolf. So that's a pretty good number for Ouroboros.
Yeah.
You know what? It's so funny. My girlfriend can't pronounce the name Ouroboros. She calls it Ooga Booga.
Booga booga.
Just something
Ooga
funny.
booga. Well, the other thing I will say is, when it comes to numerology, gematria, and astrology and projects, so Bitcoin was launched on January 3rd, 2009. That's up to a 15, comes down to a 6, and it's on a 3-day, so a 3-6. The reason why Bitcoin became the most dominant market cap is because it's a capital B, 20th letter in the alphabet, and then it's also orange. Orange equals 33. So there are ways around it, but if you keep it consistent, then the outcome's going to be much better. Does that make sense? So
Absolutely, 100%.
I feel like Allie's just like, yo, Jake, Chris, shut the fuck up about numerology already.
I love listening to you talk about it, but yeah, it's not locked in up here.
Yeah.
You still move that launch date though, Ali.
Yep, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. A lot of times I go, fuck that shit, but something told me at that time, nah, this is definitely the right thing to do.
Well, and then the other thing I want to ask you, Jake, about the launch of Hydra. Did you do it on? You had something incorporated with 38 in Hydra. I meant to ask you about that the last live stream.
Yeah, I have to go back because I create documents and all this stuff, and it's not on this computer. But yeah, all the launches have a lot of numerology in them, and also the names. Like Shogun, I haven't looked into that one yet. So I might change the name. I just need something with a cool fucking numerology thing. I have another name in mind, but right now we'll call it Shogun. Yeah, numerology is embedded into all of it. The code, the numbers, the launch dates, the names, the marketing. Like the more you can just imbue the numerology into the marketing and the protocol, the better off it'll be. Because it's a numbers game operating within the numbers, which is a cryptographic blockchain. So like it's all numbers. So the more you can optimize that, the better.
Dude, it would actually be cool if you called your project like Matrix Prime or Prime Creator. That'd be awesome.
But then I would be stepping on Dean's toe.
Oh yeah,
I've just found something interesting that I didn't know. If you break Flux down, it comes out to 22, and we launched on the 22nd.
And Bad Sports is a 22 master builder.
There you go.
That's crazy.
You were 22?
Crazy.
Nice.
Yeah.
22s unite.
No fuck.
If I can join the team, my lacrosse number was 22 almost my whole life. That's crazy.
Were you born on the 22nd?
Nah, 14th actually was my birthday yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday, dude.
Thank you.
Do you
bro.
like traveling?
I do, yeah.
Makes sense.
That's cool.
Yeah, I tend to travel in the United States typically, but I need to get out in the world. So I'm hoping this next year, the Tight Next 2-year anniversary is somewhere crazy in the world that we can all just join there. Because I bet it's harder to come here than it is to go there.
I mean, the thing is, especially even if you lose your passport when traveling, there's open borders, so you can just get back in, just join the line.
I might get some free stuff that way. I don't get too political though.
That's funny.
Everybody's welcome.
Yeah, we should do the anniversary party at Ali Kane's house. That's my vote.
That's not a bad idea.
he's all about it.
Thousands of people there.
Yeah, it's speaking of numbers, the numbers in the Titan farms is kind of freaking crazy. We're talking, a couple of weeks ago again, talking about the infrastructure projects coming along, Titan farms being one, Ouroboros being another. The liquidity locked up in the farms, the numbers are absolutely insane. Even I think Inferno was sitting at maybe 150k liquidity, something like that, before the farms kicked, before the farm came along. And it was up. I don't know if it's still, but it was over $1 million in liquidity today. It shot up. From 150k to $1 million in liquidity. That is some serious infrastructure building right there. Like,
oh yeah, Oh, it's so beautiful. And it's all full range, so the players can easily move. Like I fucking love Titan Farms.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
epic.
you know, it was like I knew, obviously knew it was coming. And it was so busy, I wasn't really giving myself any time to think about it. But seeing that, you know, not just seeing what it's done for the ecosystem, it's been amazing.
And especially now, like this is the perfect time just before going hyperinflationary. We get all these thick liquidity pools. So when, if not financial advice, Titan X has the supply and demand curve work out, well, then all of this liquidity just shoots through the roof even more without even any new liquidity being added because it's all priced in Titan X. Like this can get absolutely nutty. Nutty, dude.
It's gonna get real stupid real quick. I love it, man. And it's great to see Inferno added to the farms. I saw liquidity of Inferno is sitting at like $1 million. So
The
awesome.
the pool Titan X is 10x'd in Inferno since it was added to the farms. It's 10x'd.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, once you start to see that hyper deflationary phase, that's really going to impact the Inferno chart hardcore, in my opinion.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna have to bounce off here. I still gotta drive home here. Sitting in the office. Fucking yeah. And I gotta bounce off here. But listen, thanks everybody for coming on the show tonight. Josh, you staying on for a while to chat to these awesome dudes.
Yeah, I'll stay on. Yep.
Oh yeah.
All right. Yeah, listen, nice to chat to you all. Thanks for coming on, and yeah, take it easy, everyone.
Peace out.
All right. See you later,
Cheers,
brother.
Alex. Speak
Yeah,
later
I'll
on.
chat to you tomorrow,
He-
Chris. And we'll get
He's
this
listening
thing.
to he's going to be listening to numerology podcast in his car. Like, oh, I fucking hate numerology, but let me learn some of this stuff, you know.
yeah, you've got me. You've got me.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, Alex. Cheers, man.
Cheers, bro.
All right, sweet. What do you guys want to touch on? So we have 2 launches coming up. We have Alien X, Ouroboros, and then on the 26th we have Lotus on Volt. The launch timing of these are so good because it's just before hyperinflation. Like this is the perfect time to launch, especially like infrastructure stuff, like farms and borrowing and lending. This is big, like just the right timing for everything. And I want to see something launch on the 28th.
Yeah, we
That'll
got
be
to
perfect.
launch something. You know what? If we don't launch something on 28, maybe we got to get somebody to launch some crazy meme coin and just burn the LP versus Titan X or something. Somebody's got to launch on the 28th of October. It has to happen. So,
Yep.
and
Good
Smith and Crypto, I'm going to leave that to you, man. So,
I got a lot of building to do.
Yeah, Smooth, we've got a call to get in actually. Talking
Yeah,
about-
after this.
yeah. So,
Oh,
I think-
wait.
oh, wait.
Did
go
I
ahead.
hear that right? You building?
No, not financial advice.
wait, are you building or not?
Dong X coming soon.
Everybody's building, man. Like there's so many people just behind the scenes that haven't announced yet. It's so awesome to see. I fucking love it. Because once you become a builder, there's no way back. There's no way back. Once you have the skill, that's the only thing you'll be thinking about.
Really?
Yep. Forget about your old life because that's gone.
Yeah.
Gone forever.
Josh is perfect example of that.
So you're saying that I get to be like you guys now. So I'm growing up and I'm gonna be you guys one day. That's pretty sick. I'm just kidding. But
And jacked.
and jacked. Okay, all right. I got you. I got
Hell
you. Hey, but I think ultimately the one thing that I'm really excited about, I know the second time I'm saying is the X28 builds. I'm really curious to see what type of stuff people build on top of that, whether it's Memefi, another just like I don't know, like a Titan X, Helios type of protocol on like another chain that utilizes X28. I think that's what's going to be really cool.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited for that. I'm trying to figure out some. Well, not figure out. I'm trying to use the omni-chain technology to do some crazy game theory stuff. So I'm still working through my mind on that. But X28 will be a kind of like an infrastructure layer, so everybody can build on all chains. But then what can we do from that point on? Like that's what I'm trying to figure out. Because you could launch. Like I'm not sure with how I'm designing Shogun. I'm not sure I'll be able to do it. But in a perfect world, Shogun should be able to be built on X28. And also be omni-chain, and then I can just have an X28 pair on all the chains. So like there's a lot of like omni-chain stuff, extra game theory that comes with it. So I'm trying to figure all that stuff out now. It's kind of what I'm working on when I'm not marketing like a madman.
Yeah. Yeah. Trying to wrap your head. So we already got so much game theory is crazy. And then once you add X28, you take it to another dimension. So the game theory just gets even crazier. So
Yep.
what about you, Bass Sports? What's your favorite project coming up? I will put you on the hot seat like it was Smooth in Crypto.
Just anything I'm involved in, I love it. Like, just immersed in it, totally consumed by it. So anything I'm involved in, even assisting, helping, chatting to people, I love it all. I can't pick anything. I'm going to give a politician's answer, and anything that supports the ecosystem, I'm buzzing about. That's it.
Yeah.
To be honest.
That's all you're getting.
Yeah.
Well, you guys want to know my favorite project on Tynex?
Go for it.
My favorite project is Alien X, and everything else sucks ass. I'm just kidding. I'm a double one, so just so you know, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I like all the projects, and I do agree that ultimately, as long as there's some sort of deflationary component behind it, and once Tynex goes hyper deflationary, then you will feel that leverage effect, and ultimately, it's going to be a beautiful ecosystem.
For me right now, the craziest one that has launched recently was definitely goes to Volt. Just from the impact on the ecosystem, because I like watching on chain to see what type of protocols bring in new people outside of the ecosystem, and Volt is definitely on that top list. Like, I've seen so many new people and new wallets come in just through Volt alone, and this is just by literally looking at every Byte transaction for 2 hours straight, and just seeing their wallet and where they come from, because that you can kind of reverse engineer. So Volt has brought a lot of adoption. And I think it's because it's just top charting on Ethereum this entire time. Still, it's still in the top 5. Absolute insanity. So Volt has been a massive net benefit to our ecosystem. So I'll be curious to see how the Volt wheel turns out. Using all the build on Tynex protocols, feeding them back into Volt, creating the synergy between all of them, and then the wheel. I need to talk to Steve because I think there's some crazy shit there.
It's gonna be a long conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Vol wheel is definitely revolutionary in the way he's building on top of other protocols. Because what I really like about him putting the Volt wheel on top of Inferno is when we go through the Alien X phase, that's just going to accelerate the future burn of Alien X once that's rolled out. And so it's going to get really stupid in our sub ecosystem on top of when we have things like Goat X and other protocols on top of it. So shout out to you, Steve. Keep doing what you're doing, man. And if you ever need anything, man, just hit me up. So, and then, the other protocol, I completely forget, Morpheus. So Rax Riches, he's building Morpheus on top of Dragon X. I love the branding. It's phenomenal. He's building on top of the Dragon X ecosystem. And, he's actually a really big live streamer. He's a big X personality. And I've had a lot of conversations with him, and he absolutely loves the Tynex ecosystem, and he's really super duper excited. So, I don't know when Morpheus is launching. I have no idea, but when that comes out, I will not sleep on that because you never know what's going to pop up in that sub ecosystem.
Yep. I mean, Morpheus is kind of part of the Dragon X ecosystem because it's going to have its main pair with the Dragon X. So that's what I love, man. You don't have to pick camps. You can just get the core tokens and you're good.
Mm-hmm.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. And, I was talking to Brandon about, Dragon X. I was giving him a breakdown of the ecosystem. He was really attracted to what Eric was building with that protocol. And it was the first protocol. So he wanted, go towards that camp. And then me and Goo guy decided to come in and build up the Inferno side because we're meme coin traders at hearts. We're borderline dumbasses when it comes to trading. So it makes sense that we get the meme coins popping in this ecosystem.
Oh yeah.
And then and then Helios is the responsible Wall Street of crypto investment fund, and then Bolt is just this Tesla type of deal with Tynex.
I like that.
Yep. And then one other sub ecosystem that's kind of popping up now is around Hyper. So you have Mike Dean building on it, you have Warp building on it. I think there's a third protocol also building on Hyper. So people are just filling the holes. That's the cool thing about this ecosystem. Everybody can find their place. So in crypto, if you want to make the most money in crypto, you find an ecosystem and you master every aspect of it. like keyword ecosystem, because it's impossible to learn every sector in crypto. Like literally impossible. You'll drop the ball everywhere. You'll be confused as fuck. You'll miss things left and right. You only really make it big if you understand something deeply, like very, very deeply, because then you can see things before everybody else see them and you can capitalize on them. So like picking an ecosystem and mastering it from the inside out is by far the best strategy. And in this ecosystem, you have so much opportunity of just learning a sub ecosystem and completely mastering it, and then you can go from there. Like this, like with Titan X, I noticed this, man. Like, I think 3 weeks ago, I had this. I was looking at CoinMarketCap. I was like, okay, what's Bitcoin doing? After like 2 months, I was like, what's Bitcoin doing? So I went to CoinMarketCap. I saw Bitcoin was basically at the same price, and then I realized, holy shit, I completely forgot about the rest of crypto because we're just in our little Titan X echo bubble, and it's so nice and so comfy. Because even while Ethereum and Bitcoin were doing nothing, we're having our own little bull run. Keyword little, because the official bull run hasn't even kicked off. Like we're having a massive bull run on Titan X, but when you look at the macro, this is a massively little ecosystem popping up with like a niche of a niche of a niche in crypto, and this will only keep expanding. And then once we hit the official bull run, that's when the shit kicks off.
Yeah, that's when it's gonna get real stupid. So I love it, man. You know,
I had a conversation with my younger brother on the weekend. He somewhat involved in crypto. He buys a bit. He keeps his eye on it sometimes. And he asked me the price of Bitcoin, right? And I genuinely had no clue. I literally couldn't tell him. And he's like, are you even involved in this? Are you looking at what's going on? I said, to be honest, I'm like that. Titan X, that's it. That's all I'm looking at. Like, you don't know what's going on outside of Titan X right now.
Same.
Yeah, you know, I've been tracking Bitcoin for the past couple months, and the only reason why I know I'm like you guys, I've been focused on Titan X and a couple meme coin ecosystems, and since I started tracking Bitcoin, you go from okay, I'm going to try to predict the price to holy cow, there's someone manipulating the price, manipulating the price of freaking Bitcoin, Ethereum, in my opinion. Can I prove it? Nope. But ultimately, at least with Titan X, you have a fair shot at changing your future, in my opinion. So,
man, like this this is big because when you look at Titan X Hub, every single protocol that launched, if you participated day one and just waited and not like start to cheat and like predict the chart, etc., has done extremely well. Like every build on Titan X project has done well for the people that just stuck with it and entered day one or day two or day three or whatever, just during launch. That's pretty much unheard of because even on chains when you have meme coins and stuff, it's like a 1 out of 100 hit rate. 99% of the time you get a wreck to absolute oblivion, and like 20% of them just rug pull. And if you go on Solana, it's like 99.5% just literally steal your money within the first 12 minutes. It's like here, this is unheard of. Everybody that participates, they want to pays attention to the launches, does well or has done well, and hopefully that keeps up as we expand the ecosystem. But that's pretty unheard of, and it's absolutely insane. Like, because I'm a user, I participate in all these protocols. I literally everyone. I do a little bit in everyone just so I keep track of it. Because like when my money's in it, I keep closer track to it. It's always kind of what I've done. So even if I'm like, okay, I'm not sure about this one, I just put $100 in and just see what happens because it keeps my eye on it. And so far, every single one has done very, very well. Like I haven't been complaining about anyone. It's nice. It's so nice. It's so comfy being here. I love it.
Love it. All right, guys. Well, I need to skedaddle out. I just want to say thank you so much for live streaming with me, Smoothing Crypto. It's good to see you, man. Bad Sports, thank you so much for always grinding, doing all your hard work. You did a lot of great work with AwesomeX, Alien X, and Inferno. Jake, the man, the myth, the legend, man. Hey, shout out to you, man. Thank you so much for marketing, all your efforts, and all that good stuff. And guys, please do me a favor before I peace out. Share this live stream out. Smash the like button, leave a comment down below, and continue to tweet this out so that we can continue to accelerate in the algorithm for marketing purposes and to connect with other souls. Oh, yeah, Bo, you just came in right before I was about to leave, man. The spirit animal.
I heard you, so I ran back in. Brother,
all right.
Appreciate you. Love it.
And also,
let's fucking go.
Shout out to our boy Mo over here. Guys, please follow him. Continue to show support. Follow all these accounts, guys. Till next time, man. Hopefully I'll see you guys on Thursday.
Yep.
Cheers, Chris. Catch
Cheers.
you later on. Peace.
Mo, I was sometimes I have these random moments where I just start laughing about random shit from the past. And like we did a live stream together. I think it was Johnny Papa, and I think you did like the send off at the end of the stream. It's gonna be nice. And you're like, what the fuck kind of send off was that? I'm still laughing at that for some reason.
That's funny. Yeah, I had a brain fart that day. I was like, yeah, that's nice. Nice.
This is gonna be nice.
No, let's fucking go. Nice. Yeah, pretty much. Let's fucking go. That's all I'm trying to say. Let's fucking go. Every fucking protocol, man. This shit's awesome.
How you getting on, Mo? All good?
Yeah, I gotta get back off, but I just wanted to get on and do the salute to Chris. I appreciate what he's doing, and I'm super psyched for Alien X.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah, another
Guys, peace out.
interesting
Have a
game
good day.
theory. Yep. Another interesting game theory element that just popped up in like our ecosystem is now we have farms, and we're gonna have a borrowing and lending protocol, which is Ouroboros. So now there's also this extra game theory element of what if something through meritocracy? Because somebody asked me in a DM like, "Hey, can I get on farms?" And I gave him the political answer of like, "Hey, it's a meritocracy. Like relationships don't matter. If you have adoption and volume and you do good marketing, you'll get in farms. Whether or not you know me, could give less of a fuck about, like absolute zero fucks. As long as you provide value to the community and you have plenty of volume, you'll get included in the farms. So like now you have this extra element, a game theory element of projects launching on whether or not they get included in the farms and whether or not they get included in Ouroboros and be able to be borrowed against. So that's another interesting thing that's popping up in the ecosystem. So now you can do like these early plays, speculating on something happening in the future on like farms or Ouroboros or whatever, and it's completely decentralized. There's not one person controlling in the background. It's a community of people. And this will only get crazier. Like in the future, I would not be surprised if we have some absolutely bonkers, insane omni-chain protocols. Because at the pace that this community is building, it's completely unheard of. So like the Titan X that was at day one is like the V0.1 version of Titan X. And now we had V0.2 and V0.3. And now we're like at the V2 version of Titan X or V3, whatever kind of order you would like to use. So it's going to be very interesting to see in 6 months. Look at how much has changed in 3 months. Fuck it, the last month.
Yeah, I think, yeah, even just like the last month has just been insane. Like just the adoption, the amount of streamers popping up, the builds, like it's gone crazy. Like literally since the nothing burger of 280, day 280, it's just gone absolutely phenomenal since then. It's crazy, man. It really is.
I'm still pissed I didn't buy the bottom. I had to chase the price. Because I had a fucking limit order on day 280 and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to get this one. And then woof, and I was like, oh, okay, fuck it. It's not happening. I have to chase the price. So I started buying.
That's exactly what happened to me too. I was like, I was buying a little bit here and there, and I had my max stakes coming out and stuff, and I was like, but like it's gonna drop. I'm gonna be able to put a nice little bag in there, and we're just gonna be up. And then I was like, well, that didn't happen at all. I was like, I gotta change my game plan, I guess. Holy shit!
And now as well, it's like for me, like I'd say I'm 80% not in Titan X. So all my portfolios in build on Titan X protocols, right? So now I'm not chasing the price of Titan X. I'm just chasing the new launches. So buying Titan X just to literally get into all the new protocols. So the kind of the price of Titan X to me now is irrelevant because I'm only buying it to get into these new launches at the minute.
I'm noticing the exact same because I'm just looking at. So I think I'm like, how much is that? 30% in Titan X roughly, and 70% is built on Titan X. Because they're just so good. You can't ignore that shit. It's just so good. It's like I'm 30% Titan X, 70% inside of build on Titan X protocols.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm probably right around like that 33% Titan X heavy.
That's crazy, right? This is the perfect like early indicator of what happened with Ethereum in the early days. Like it's following the exact same kind of adoption trajectory where people that just get Ethereum to get them stuff on Ethereum. And that's a beautiful place to be in because then people just buy your stuff just to get to the thing they want. So it's fucking perfect. It couldn't be better than that. And that's only because the builders are so good.
That's basically our double burn or double buy burn that we were doing, right? All over again. And that's pretty much how I'm getting in most of these projects too. I hate touching my bag of tight necks. So I'm like, geez, I got to put more money into crypto like every freaking week. It feels like it's not a
and
bad
also
play when everything has been doing very well. So it's not. I'm not mad about it, but
100%. And then the other thing was with Element 280, for example. Like I like looking at like these numbers. So I think right now Element 280, if you look at the stats, it has already generated roughly. So the way Element 280 works, you either get the token and it's minting for 28 days, nobody has any advantage, etc. It's only been open for 2 days ish, 2.5, so you can still get in, and it's the same. Even the reward distributions, they happen once a week, so you can still get the second distribution. But I've paid out $12,000 to NFT holders, and $185,000 is waiting to pay out to NFT holders next week, like in 109 hours. That's a pretty damn good yield. And this is launch yield because like the tax will go down in the future from 16 to 4. These things are so awesome. And also, once I get a position and build on Titanx, I don't want to get rid of it because it's so good. Like, for example, Inferno. I love Inferno, man. I think Inferno is fucking sick, and people are sleeping on it. So I was buying the bottom. I was like, man, because like Flux alone. So like Flux is built on Inferno, right? So Flux has burned, and mind you, like Inferno is only a 6 million market cap, and Flux has burned 346,000 Inferno, $346,000 worth of Inferno in 22 days of operation. Like, these ecosystems are fucking. How can you ignore this shit? That's the crazy part.
Yeah, that's one of the main stats I look at with Flux. Is like, Flux is built to burn Inferno, and it's every day. So, that's where I think we're 23 days in, 24 days. So yeah, I mean, where's that going to be 100 days from now? Inferno is going to be just burning away. You've got Alien X that's burning away. E280 is burning Inferno. Like, yeah, it's disappearing. And even when, I heard you multiple times, Jake, on stream saying people are sleeping, and still they didn't listen. But it looks like they're working up a little bit. For sure.
Right? Yeah, I love these core tokens in the ecosystem.
Yeah, a lot of the times, when people hear that projects are getting released on certain or benefiting certain other projects, a lot of people are trying to front run that. And, that's kind of why I thought, Inferno had that nice little pump recently and currently within it, because they know Alien X is coming out. They know Flux has been just crushing the supply, and E280 came out. So it's all just beneficial at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, E280 had a really significant impact on the whole ecosystem this last few days.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
I mean, and not to mention, right, and we talk about short-term, long-term, whatever, right? But with Titanx doing 2,888 days or whatever, 3,500 days or whatever the daily update takes, I mean, no one has even said anything about that, let alone, right, this year, this coming year, the next year, you know what I mean? So the math is already getting crazy, and we're not even talking about final form Titanx.
Yep.
We're talking about hundreds of coins coming out daily, not millions, billions, trillions, hundreds, which is insane.
Oh, yeah. And it seems to be following Miner Otherwise, because Miner Otherwise is almost back to profitability.
Yep.
This is so nice. And it's forming a beautiful cup and handle on the high time frame. So I think it was Crypto Connoisseur. I was watching one of his videos, and he put the long-term chart on with log on, because you need to use the log chart on Titanx because the sniper boss just brought it up to insane levels. So I have to put log to get resolution on the chart. But he's like, okay, this first part is hyperinflationary. This first part is hyperinflationary. The second part of the chart is hyperdeflationary. So what if it just did the opposite? Just does whatever hyperinflationary does, but the opposite. I was like, that's actually a good point. It kind of looks like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, obviously not financial advice. It's a little hypothetical. We're just dudes on the internet talking. But I'm excited to be in this ecosystem because I'm a user. Like, I fucking love it. I'm not looking anywhere else.
In terms
the
of
only reason I'm ever looking anywhere else is like, okay, what are these guys doing and how can we build it inside of Titan X? That's the only reason I'm ever looking outside.
In terms of X28, Jake, there's a number of people sort of reach out and message me about that. So if you was to build on X28, would that be you'd be building something using either a buy and burn on X28 or you'd use it as an input token on another chain? Is that sort of how you'd envisage using that elsewhere?
Oh, correct. 100%. It would be the exact same setup as build on Titan X and Ethos, but it would be X28 on all the non-Ethereum chains. So it would be the same, just replace Titan X with X28, and it would be the same Ethos across all chains.
Nice. Yeah, I get asked that a lot recently, so people are definitely preparing for that.
Yeah, a lot of people. That's so
Yeah,
interesting.
I'm pumped.
I'm waiting for the right time on that one. You know, just one whale acts up a little bit. That's it. X28 is coming out.
Yeah, I think that's the beautiful thing is there is no rush at all to bring that out. There's so much going on. It's going to be you will literally be able to pick the perfect time for that. So that's beautiful.
Oh yeah, and there's no rush at all. Like there's so many launches, so many protocols. Just even like I think a lot of people have this misconception where build on Titan X is only about launch periods, but that's not the case at all. A lot of these protocols burn Titan X forever. They launch, have a big burn event at launch, but then they trickle away. And like I think who was it? I think Cryptographics or whatever. He don't remember who it was, but somebody said like the hyperinflation in Titan X is dead by 1,000 cuts. It's Hyper, it's Hydra, it's Element 280, it's Flux, it's these launches. Like, for example, when you go to Titan X Hub, so Dragon X burns and locks up Titan X and stakes. Hyper burns 20% of Titan X. Hydra burns 20% of Titan X. Helios puts it in treasury, stakes it, burns Titan X. Volt burns 4% of Titan X. Inferno had a launch period, burns it. Now stuff is building on top of Inferno that burns Titan X. Flux is burning Titan X. Awesome X is burning Titan X. Baby Dragon X burned, and now it's just built on top of Dragon X. Legend X, they're probably going to do some stuff with their NFT marketplace. Blaze buys and burns Titan X. Think all the LP fees burns Titan X. Element burns Titan X. So like this is dead by 1,000 cuts, and nobody sees it coming
until it's way too late. They're going to buy higher.
Yep.
Not financial advice, so they will buy higher though. Yeah.
Some people just take it's wild because like in this ecosystem you don't really need to trust people. You just trust smart contracts and math. That's what makes it so that makes the ecosystem feel trustworthy because it's smart contracts doing it. You're not relying on one dude buying. Like it's just smart contracts that operate every day, just tirelessly 24/7. Dead by 1,000 cuts. I love that saying.
It's so impressive when to hear you go through that list. Yes, it just seems to be getting longer and longer. There's gonna be a point in time where we're not gonna be able to go through that list on stream because it's just gonna be endless.
So long,
we're gonna be matching many layer 2s and layer 1s. This time next year could be, and I mean not financial advice, but my opinion is that it's gonna be insane the amount of builds. It's gonna be crazy. I got that.
Not too long ago. There were.
Yeah, sorry. No,
Go
just
ahead.
there was a stream about a month ago. I predicted around 120, 130 projects by spring next year, and I kind of got like mocked. And I can see it coming, man. I really can. I think it's that effect where the more that gets built, the increase in adoption grows quicker, and the more builders are going to come in. Like you've said a few times, Jake. If you get 100 users in, you get 1 or 2 builders. So that could really that's an endless amount, really.
Oh yeah, and like the other thing with builders, like this is another flywheel, is the more builders build, the more other builders get inspired to build. So like within the user community we have already, the more people build and the more they listen to builders, the more they want to build. So like this, like in business, you have this term of external marketing and internal marketing. So internal marketing is talking to the community you have now. External marketing is trying to get new people in. So in a business, that's outreach, advertising, etc. And then internal marketing is upselling current customers, retaining them, etc. That's internal marketing. So the internal marketing of Titan X is engaging and activating builders, and the external marketing is talking about the ecosystem and getting new people in. So then the new people go into the internal system where they get activated as builders. So like this is the perfect synergy of external and internal. Just flywheel.
We might have a potential new builder on the stream with us tonight.
Mm-hmm.
It's gotta be
One
sick.
of us. One of us. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I'm really bullish on Titan X, to say the least. The whole ecosystem, but yeah, it's hard to not talk about it, right? You know, my girlfriend I talk her ear off, and she has no idea what I'm saying at all. Like, she's going to be a doctor, and she has no idea what I'm saying, and it's hilarious. And I just am like, all right, you just let me know when I need to stop talking, because it just gets
You know
too
how you
bullish.
solve that? Yeah, you know how you solve that? I just put my girlfriend in Titan X. Because like the beginning design of Titan X, I wanted to build something that I could bring my friend and family into and not feel bad about it. So I did that. My dad is in, my mom is in, my girlfriend is in, my best friends are in, and they all did it the same way every other user did. They just started miners at the start. That's it. There were no insider deals or shadow things or secret game theory that nobody knows about. That's the cool thing about fair launches. You're going to get everybody fairly in at the start and not feel bad about it.
Yep.
Yeah. So like my girlfriend understands Titan X, so it's kind of easy to talk about it. That was the quick solution to it. Just get in. So she watches streams and stuff. It's cool.
Yeah. That's
so
awesome.
we're gonna have some really, really cool content on the first anniversary on 26th, 27th. We just got off a call tonight before we jumped on stream here, Jake, with a couple of the we've broken up the the conference into like 3 teams. So there's 3 prominent teams from within the builders and the streamers. We've broken that up into 3 sections, and we had a really good call tonight. Max was there, Smooth. So yeah, really hyped for that, because we started to build some structure into it. We're scheduling out all the speakers, and yeah, I got really, really excited because we've got some good ideas there. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be long. We're going to be there for a while. So yeah, hopefully you're going to be jumping on for most of that. I would imagine it's going to be good fun.
Oh yeah, I'll try to be on for 100% of it, for
Good
sure.
luck.
Because people should. Oh nah, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Yeah, but then the thing with the anniversary streams and these streams in general, I've seen a lot more community members create clips and post them on Twitter so we can share them. I've seen it a lot recently. Just random streams like alpha clips, etc. They post it on Twitter. We can share it as a community. Also, another thing with like creators, don't just post your video and stream on YouTube. Also do it on X. So when you upload your video natively to YouTube, also upload it natively to X, because it makes it way easier to share out. Because the numbers are the click-through rate on a YouTube link. So when you post a YouTube link on Twitter, out of 100 people that see it, maybe 1 or 2 click it. Like, it's a very, very low click-through rate. So you're thinking you're getting a bunch of views and exposure, but you're not. So post them natively to each platform, and when you stream StreamYard, stream to YouTube and Twitter at the same time, so everybody can share it out. Because crypto is very like X native, Twitter native. So like X gets by far the most engaged, by far the most views, by far the most reach. So natively share them out, and then the community can share your video out to the rest of the community and outsiders. So that's a big one. So I've seen people clip up the stream so we can share them. It's been nice. Like I see this like snowball effect as well in the community, and it's not just one person. Like, it's 5 people that I've seen post clips. Callum does it, for example, on all his streams. He also has in his bio like building on Titan X. So I think a lot of the creators are going to end up becoming builders as well.
Yeah, I've got a stream with Callum tomorrow afternoon, just to go through Alien X, and yeah, he without leaking too much, he said, "Can we have a chat on a few things I'm looking to build?" So yeah,
I fucking love it.
Happening, man. Yeah, it's crazy. And just for reference, we've got 11 accounts connected tonight. 11 different accounts on this stream. So
wow,
yeah,
nice. Sweet.
Good.
What do you guys want to touch on?
I'd like to touch on my pillar actually pretty soon. It's getting there. It's getting there for me. I've got tomorrow is continue some testing early in the morning for Alien X, and then deploy in the afternoon. Got a stream with Callum, and then just get ready for Thursday. I think we'll probably be streaming most of that day, to be honest. I've got a stream with Jordan Riz Thursday morning. hopefully like 10 a.m. UTC, and then we'll jump on stream with Chris and launch Alien X. Yeah, busy week. It's gonna be good.
Yep.
I'm
And then
pumped. It's
Ouroboros
gonna be
tomorrow.
it's gonna be bullish. It's gonna be bullish.
Yeah, man.
I
Yeah.
think it's best that I'll let George go to sleep. I'm a psychopath, so I never sleep. Just whenever my body is like, you need to sleep now, that's when I'll go to sleep. So my
Mhm.
sleep schedule is like whenever. Sometimes I go to sleep at like 2 p.m. in the afternoon. 3 hours, I'm good to go. All right, let's get it.
Yeah, I had around 6 to 8 weeks of just yeah, it was crazy, man. So I actually I had to kind of come off the streams a bit. I was still heavy on X, heavy on Telegram, marketing nonstop, but I just had to come off the streams and just focus on the building for a few weeks. And then so this week Alien X comes out, and then I'm back in the game, man. I'm back. So
Let's go.
yeah.
Sweet.
So look, appreciate you guys for coming, Jake. Appreciate you as always, man. And we'll catch up very soon. So thanks, guys. Yep. Peace
Oh, yeah.
out.
You.
Take it easy.